to Martin Luther King. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Oh my God, Missy. I do hope and pray that you will just have fun. Fun, laugh, yes. Just have fun, girl. Just have fun. It's your day. It's your Earth Strong Day. Let nobody steal your joy. Let nobody rob you of your joy for today and your happiness. All right? We continue to have fun, my darling. As I see the clock upon the wall, the time is going. So the time is now Omega Radio Station. The time, local time is 12:58 p.m. in the afternoon. The Omega Radio local I'm sorry, God, international time, USA time is 1:58 p.m. in the afternoon. As I take myself out of the way and make way for Spot On with Vernon Darby, please stay tuned and be blessed. Can I say stay tuned? And Lady Marion, where you get that delicious looking church from? Pastor Liz, you know it's from Gary's Fast Food and Catering Restaurant. Every Friday, they have tasty jerk pork and chicken served festival, army, and fries done to order along with the regular menu. What about the rest of the week? Them open from Monday to Saturday, and they have nice porridges with a great breakfast and lunch menu.
You're listening to Omega Radio, broadcasting live. Omega Radio, Omega Radio, Omega.
Be more Auto Limited, your auto parts store of choice. Your satisfaction is our priority. We sell everything auto except the gas. Visit our stores: 114 Haggleton Road, Kingston, 24 Caledonia Road, Mandeville, 16 Main Street, Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth. Contact us at 876-618-2781. The time by B-Mall Auto is 1 p.m. It's now time for Jamaica first and the number one daytime sports calling show, the Sports Desk. Call us and let us have a discussion. Good afternoon, listeners, and welcome to another edition of the Sports Desk. My name is Christopher Matthews. I'm your host. We up until 4 p.m. as per usual today. I'm understanding that Orville is running a little bit late. Had something to sort out, and it is holding him longer than he had expected. So he will be with us at some time during the program this afternoon. Lots to discuss in the world of sport, but let me just tell the listeners that we will be having an interview. You know, the big super final is this Friday, Labor Day, there's a trilogy between Mount Pleasant and Cavalier, the defending champion. 3 times in a row, remember, it's basically Mount Pleasant winning the first and Cavalier winning last season. So they will break the tie Friday. So somebody will go 2 of 1 from 3 after this game this Friday. So we'll be having a chat with the brand manager of the sponsors, Ryan Nephew, who have pumped a lot of money in local football over the last couple of years. So we'll be talking with the brand manager of Ryan Nephew, that's Kerry and Brian. We will be talking to her shortly. Let me just quickly give you an update. Well, not an update, because I'm going to give you the result. Ireland, in the one-day international between West Indies and Ireland, Ireland batted first and made 303 for 6, or 50 overs, and the West Indies were bowled out for 179 from 34.1 overs. So Ireland lead the best of 3 series 1-0 over the West Indies. So Ireland blowing away the West Indies in the first one-day. So cricket people, you can call and complain about the West Indies that they usually do when they play international games. That's what happened for the most part. Yeah? And also, internationally now, the first game of the Western Conference Playoff Series, if you're about interested in that, was won by the the favorite, the Thunder, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they defeated um, they defeated we're gonna work on it. They defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I must say that while I'm not saying the referees were the reason why the Wolves lost, but they must do a better job at seeing that the constant flopping from Shea Gildas Alexander. They have to. It's at this, and the referees have been good right throughout the playoffs, but especially in that first quarter, I think that prevented the Wolves from pulling further away early, and I think that's why the game wasn't close in the end. And as I said before, the Thunder is a great team this season, and they are good at home as well. So you expect them to be competitive. So I think if they were allowed by the referees to get a good lead in that first quarter, and then maybe by extension the first half, then it would be more for the Thunders to overcome. So it would probably go down to the wire as opposed to them not as good as they should based on how they were playing because of those poor calls, I believe, right? Flinging himself all over the place, acting. It was embarrassing to watch last night from Shea Gildas Alexander. The way he was trying to con the refs into blowing those calls. Very disappointing with the referees. And again, I'm not saying that's the reason why they won, because they were great in the second half. But the referees need to stop it. This man is reminding me of James Harden. It's not a good look. It can't constantly. It might look like them footballers that were trying to get the 18-yard box. They just throw themselves to go and try can referee into blowing for free kicks or penalties inside the 18-yard box. That's how the man play. It's not a good look. Anyways, it's time for that interview. You have the brand manager ready, Mr. Hoyt. Oh, you're not ready for me yet. Interesting. All right, so don't want to get anybody to. We're going to have the interview in this segment. It's a situation where you're calling her now, Mr. Boss. You're not getting. All right, so keep trying. But in the meantime, we can take some calls. 615-2841. That's 615-2841 or 676-6968. That's 676-6968. Call through and let your voice be heard on any sporting topic of your choice. I would love to hear what the listeners, the people who went to the games and who have been following the season right through. I'm not so sure one game, or in my mind, one game will not determine who is the best player in a season over 39 regular season games and a couple of playoff games. So who you all think was the best player? Who was the MVP? And should they have a separate MVP? I don't think there's enough knockout games for you to have a separate MVP. So I guess they have to combine both. So we think leading goal scorer is leading goal scorer. The man who scored the most goals is leading goal scorer. That's not hard. You just know that. But who you think was the best player in the JPL season? I would love to hear the people who follow the league closely. It doesn't have to be anybody on the winning team, by the way, people. If you believe that somebody in the regular season was that dominant, was that good, and he was the most outstanding player right through, then give me the name, and we can have a discussion about that. I was having a discussion with somebody about it this morning, and he has somebody in mind. And not to sure what others, but I would love to hear from the JPL followers. Raka, you can call me and tell me who you think. With somebody from Arnett Garden. And who was the best coach this season? Who was the coach in the JPL that you were most impressed with on the season? So we can discuss all of that. Yeah, you have got the guest yet, also? No? All right. So having difficulties getting to our guest from Random. So as I said, we can go to the regular programming where we take calls and discuss sports. 615-2841. That's 615-2841 or 676-6968. I was having I have discussions very often, sporting discussion, right through the listeners. Now, somebody made a comment in my phone, and I'm daring that individual. I dare you to call me and bring that up. I absolutely, I dare you to call me. As they say, you agree with the thing, So I dare you to call me, and I'm not talking about agreeing with what was said. I'm talking about what you added. I am daring you, the man from Manchester. The, the man from Manchester. I am daring you to call the program and said to me what you said in my phone this morning before I got. I'm daring you, my boss. I'm daring you to do so. The cricket man, call me and tell me what your Bramble team was saying is that. I see somebody want to complain of that John Campbell not playing. That John Campbell not playing was the reason why they should have picked John Campbell. I'm not so sure about that. This was a devastating, well, not devastating, but it was an embarrassing display from the West Indies. So I don't think one man, because the fact that Ireland made so much runs, it is showing how West Indies all round was great. But the player name, I can't be pronouncing it properly. He got a century. So I was watching some of it this morning. Difficult to watch. The pitch look, is it me or is what happened to in what cricket? Is them pitches start look different now? The pitch look green. But it was flat. The expert can't come explain to me why the pitch looked that green, but it was that flat. Hello.
Well, go on.
Oh, good afternoon, the man.
So Zidane, me have a question here, right?
Yeah.
Why don't goals in a penalty shootout count towards your tally?
Because that's the rules, according to FIFA.
Why you think they made the rules like that?
Because you're not really playing in a football environment. They don't think it's really a part of the play. It's just a shootout to try and determine who is the winner.
Technically, then the penalty shootout is not really part of the game. Then
it is a part.
The result is still recorded as a draw, but they make a distinction. Say this team advanced.
They call it a tiebreaker.
Right. But it's not technically part of the game.
No, it is a part of the game, which is just the tiebreaker.
So let me see if we are. So you rate a team that wins on penalty as highly as a team that wins in regulation time?
I would have to watch the game.
Stop it, Zidane. Why are you hedging your bet?
No, you have to see the game, boss. I don't analyze sports like that. Listen, because you win on penalties, you were more impressive. No, can't work.
No. The team. Hey, let me tell you something, Zidane. You go back and look at the history of the World Cup. So the World Cups of the team that win on penalties is usually the lowest ranked World Cups. Like 94, 06, 2022. I don't know.
But you ask me a specific question. I can see a game, nil-all, boring, dull, unattractive, two teams score not attacking and somebody score one goal and the other team 1-0. Now I'm not gonna say that is more impressive.
Not the better team have to win when it comes.
No, man, hold on, man. Don't jump, man. Let me make the point so the listeners can understand now. However, now in 2022, that 3-3 tie, if France had won that game, then I would believe that France, because they were down and looked out and they came back, even though they went on to win on penalties, I would think that France victory would be more impressive than a dull, boring, own goal 1-0 victory. So winning on penalty doesn't necessarily mean it's less impressive.
Yeah.
You agree?
Maybe.
Okay, one.
Maybe, but me always see the team are winning a regulation of a little leg up on the team. I have to go to that.
Okay.
Anyway, I want to talk about something to do with quarterbacks in the NFL. Not anything to do with the debate with people going to debate after.
They're going to
something where me and you have been wrestling with from the other day. Right? And I am showing you that race always plays into every single decision we have to do with QBs. All right, let me give you an example. So here's the premise of my argument. I take note of the fact that Brock Purdy. You know who Brock Purdy is?
Yeah, a quad.
Yeah, he's the quarterback for the Niners, the one that lost the Super Bowl to Mahomes, not this year, the year before.
Mm-hmm.
He has been handsomely rewarded by the Niners with a contract north of $250 million, right? Now, if you look at Brock Purdy, he was Mr. Irrelevant in the draft, by the way. Last pick in the draft. He's been on some excellent teams. Nobody with any fear mind would say he is the ball
Gov.jm. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
1:15.
We may be all over the world, but we're still in this together. Yes, make it easy for you, get your money, so keep your ass together. It's a job that our mommy. Hey, it's a not instant, it's a money gram. So we take your phone, your money land. VMBS money transfer. Yes, easier. Sign up for VMBS to transfer. That's the boat behind the line. Straight in the account, money reach that time. VMBS money transfer.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues to build your business. Sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSE Online.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sport Desk.
Yes, listen, if you're just tuning in now, it should be shortly. He has something that came up that he had to go and sort. So who knows how long it will take, but the news is that he will be here with us. In the meantime, we have to do it. Christopher Matthews. Yeah, yes, Garvey, back with you.
Yes, Zidane. So I was going through the list of African American quarterbacks and what has happened when their contracts come around, right?
Yes.
As I said before, Kyler Murray, who was high in the MVP ranking 3 years ago, by the way, before his contract, had a hard time getting his contract done. Lamar Jackson, after winning MVP, had a very hard time getting his contract done. So my point to the fact that Dak Prescott, who is African American, is the highest paid on a per year basis. But let's not forget, so he had a prolonged contractual struggle with the 200 before he got his contract. You understand? And you even look at Patrick Mahomes. He had to settle for a contract far below his market value. Patrick Mahomes is like the 10th best paid quarterback in the NFL right now. I mean, because he wants to be. But it would be interesting what would happen if Patrick Mahomes wake up tomorrow and say, you know what? I'm the best player in the NFL and I want to be paid like that. So it would be true. You know what I'm saying to them? Yeah. So there's a clear distinction between the way how contracts for the African American quarterbacks are handled. Even when they are bona fide stars in the league, they over the last 4 years or 5 years, what we have seen is that they have had to be fighting to get their contract extensions. Meanwhile, the other traditional quarterbacks that come into the league, superior records are great records, guys like Trevor Lawrence, the Brock Purdy, the Justin Herbert, even outside of this one player Super Bowl performance, which I'm not going to put in there, Joe Burrow, who has a lot of durability questions about it. Nobody questioned Joe Burrow's durability before he got his contract. And just get an extension over the offseason. Josh Allen deservedly got his extension, was handsomely rewarded with the largest contract, not the largest, second $300 million contract. And yet still, when the black quarterbacks perform with that, we don't just see this natural progression into getting their contract. We don't.
Okay, I hear you. I don't follow.
How am I going to look at that matter race of player attack?
I have no idea why I'm saying if it is true. How many quarterbacks is in NFL relative to what?
You see, I look at entrance starters.
No, you didn't answer my question.
You can be hold on now. Remember, you can be in the NFL and you're not starting, you know.
How many
quarterback in the
NFL? How many after 30? How many teams there? 30.
Entrance on second contract, 6 or 7.
Yeah, then
we have second contracts, not on a rookie deal.
No, yeah, man. So I'm saying today, most white players generally have more money than if you have more of them.
No, you don't understand what I'm saying. No,
I do understand what.
It's not like you have 25. Not because I said there are 7 entrenched black starters mean there are 25. That means there's a 25 entrenched white starters.
All right.
That's how it works because we have a lot of guys who are just stopgap starters, guys on rookie deals.
I hear.
Half of the league is like that.
I hear.
What I'm saying is
So the
you
NF
guys who are ancient starters.
so why you follow look that sports money?
Hey, it's always fun when you say, hey, listen up. I remember Bonnie Wheeler saying when West Indies used to beat England in the 70s, it was like in the slave masters, you know what?
All right.
Zidane, when I see black quarterback winning the NFL, gives me the same team.
Like how the man like the black quarterback won last season.
Yeah, sure. Of course. I want to make it even better. Guess I make it even better. No?
Yeah.
There were two of them in the
That man
final.
Patrick Mahomes look like
We need to see no.
Patrick Mahomes is a black man. Patrick Mahomes is white.
I want to see more black coaches winning Super Bowls because that is the other most racist position. That is even more racist than the QB position. So we need to see more black coaches winning Super Bowls.
All right. Big up.
All right, big up.
All right. That was Gary. We go to another one now. All right. Pastor so once read. So people, if you're on the go and you want to continue to listen to the program, run to YouTube. All right. Let's go to Demon here. West Indies never ceased to amaze me. The pitch looked like a road when Ireland were batting. Then we bat. Boom, 35 for 5. Crazy. All right. All right. The audio went out while Cap was speaking. All right. So technical people can stop. All right. We're not going to read that one. That one's a troublemaking one. Somebody said, you were sounding better when you were in your seat. Use the other mic. No. So is the technical people 50 make this mic sound better. All right. All right. All right. So that will let me see. Salute the desk. Zidane. This is from Garfield. Salute the desk. Zidane, big up. Demodre, do you have an opinion? I will destroy you. Well, nice. So we will like the interaction, the debate in the comments. And if you have any direct of the program or at me, then it will be read. Or comments, I should say, on the YouTube, the live YouTube. Sports Section Orville and Zidane Matthews. Just type in up and you can. And get. Let this very in the list of reading. Let me just read this WhatsApp. And remember, the WhatsApp line is 8280925. That's 8280925 to send in your WhatsApp messages. All right, Zidane Matthews, pick up yourself. Go and hold off court. Not say a word. All right, pick up yourself, boss, and keep it locked to Omega Radio. All right. So interesting. You take that from Gavin. Hey, Gavin, different. So, Gavin, just put me that different topic. Gavin, you're smart, Gavin. You know, so the topic when you never phone at them, so you come to me. You know you can't. So, like how you come with this. I don't know what others think if there's a bias. So, even the people them think the white quarterbacks are smarter than the black ones. Who knows? I'm not so sure, but maybe that's the case. That's the why. But is it a case where because more white men are quarterbacks from college coming through, then it's like that's the case where because you have more of them and the good ones, they're going to have more white quarterbacks getting more money than the black quarterbacks. We don't know. What about the other positions? What about the other positions? What's the pay scale like in the other positions? Because generally have the black men in other positions, but getting more money than the white men in those other positions, then you can't run the race. Or it's just quarterback. If it's a quarterback position alone, you've seen a disparity in the pay, then it can't be a pay system. Maybe they just think generally the black men not well, you're going to say it's racist, but that the color of your skin determines how smart you are. Yeah, I guess they're going to, but it's not hate. It is a negative way of looking at it. But I hear you, guy. 6152841, that's 6152841 or 676 696. That's 676 696. We have 4 tickets to give away today for the super final Cavalier versus Mount Pleasant. And also there's a third place game as well. And the third place game is very important. It's just that they're playing for third. The third place team will go into the playoff to get to the CFU championship, to get an opportunity to get to the final seed of the CONCACAF Champions League, and may very well be playing against Lionel Messi here in Jamaica again. It's a longer road than what the winners and the runner-up will get, which is either Mount Pleasant or Cavalier, either. They both have qualified, and that is exactly why we're so happy in just making the final, because I know Mount Pleasant want to make their mark in that competition, and because you look at the money that they have spent in football, and you look at the players that they've attracted and the players that they've acquired, and how solid and deep the squad is in terms of people. A lot of people have national experience playing at the CONCACAF level in the region. You can't be able to keep up the Veer and the other team that got relegated of this world. It must be trying to stamp your class or make a mark in terms of CONCACAF football. So that's clear that must be the case. So I'd love to see how you remember they flopped last big time. And having changed the manager, that was little swiftly, chaotic that was in the summer when we found out that they struggled, and Taco was quickly called back by, they said, the owner, because Paul Christie was the one that made the decision to remove Taco from his position as head coach, having lost the final penalty. I don't know how you fire a coach that lost time penalty, a coach that gave you your first championship. First that you brought in to do a job and he did a job. You, despite the money you spent over the years, Mount Pleasant was not always seriously competing. They always get knocked out. They always get beat in this. I think the best they have done before was the semi-final. They never even got to a final without that. Tapa came in and immediately they went to the final. Immediately they won and they went back to the final. So that was a bad. So we take another call. Hello.
My time.
Yeah, good afternoon, Paul.
Big up, Zidane.
Yes, sir.
All right. First thing, probably the most anticipated Europa League final in history. You don't think so?
I don't really hear anybody talking about it.
Don't put that away with your 4 shifts, man.
You don't hear anybody talk about it.
How about with that? Come on.
You don't hear anybody talk about it in the streets.
In the street?
It's just Man United fans delusional.
All right. We know anything Manchester United will carry a lot of
Yeah, man. Big club. Big club with a lot of fans. So yes.
Some of delusional like myself, but I say it.
Yes.
All right. Couple of things now. So the match is about tough now. 30 less under 30 minutes, or probably just about 30 minutes time.
Yes.
See the starting lineup. Would have started from the start instead of Simone still, but I think with that. Hopefully it's not the delusion kicking in, but I think with that. Yeah? All right. The basketball, I tell people them say, I'm close to at the pool. We're not talking about the pool and like,
No, man, but the pool thing, no, sir. I just run me around like a joke with that. That's serious.
People say that we're on the pool behind me.
No, man, the pool close, man.
No, as long as you're behind.
So even if they're behind you, and by far, because the pool very close.
I didn't tell people standing with the NFL pool, so.
Yeah, well, and they say you have to beat him now.
Have the farm.
You have the formula.
Yeah, man, have the farm.
And you pick the favorite.
That's it.
You don't have the formula if you pick the favorite.
Right.
Because you see, me, my formula was to do this what I'm doing now in a bike. I know everybody was going to pick the turn. And I said, bull. Man just lock you out and beat it. You see, take a risk.
I don't think I get 10 points good from the.
That's the round. You see the man. You have to go through one and upset them one at a time, man. That's how you do it,
Yeah, man.
You can't work with the Minnesota. because I like when them look in the second half last night. What the line do? We'll take a break. We're coming.
Are you ready for something mega? $6,500 or more before GCT. Drop your entry in the box and you can win a 2025 Hyundai Tucson. It's the Mega Wheels Tour promotion. April 5th to September 28th. Second prize, $50,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Third prize, a $30,000 shopping spree every month for a year. It's you by Hyundai, Redstone, Heineken, True Milk, Reigns, Walker's Wood, Downing, CPJ Daiquiri, and Carryburst Juice Concentrate. Only at Megamart. Locations nationwide. Megamart, best family by far. Authorized. Section 58.3 of the Public Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Hey, joins me, Jermaine Morgan, popular known as Brother Frisco on Omega Radio, Thursdays and Fridays from 5 p.m. through to 9 inside the Praise the Lord show, and Saturdays and Sunday morning from 6 a.m. through to 10 a.m. inside the Kingdom Lifestyle Radio show. Tune in and be blessed. You can't afford to miss this show with Brother Frisco on your radio.
It's now time for Sports in a Minute, sponsored by EdgeChem, Western Sports, Megamart, Spectrum Insurance Brokers, D'Angelo Auto Spears and Accessories Limited, and Fosrich. Manchester City midfielder Phil Foden says he has struggled this season because of off-the-field issues and an ankle injury suffered against Manchester United. The 24-year-old enjoyed his best Premier League last term by scoring 19 goals and helping City to an unprecedented fourth top-flight title in a row. He also collected the Player of the Season and Football's Right Association Footballer of the Year awards, as well as being named the PFA Team of the Year. And that's Sports Minute. Sports in a Minute was sponsored by EdChem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Western Sports, the sports people. Megamart, best value by far. Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard. D'Angelo Auto Spears and Accessories Limited at 20 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10, and shop number 10, 1A Chapelton Road. Call 876-929-9146. And Fosrich.
Listen up, Jamaica. At Fosrich, everybody's getting a solar water heater. $20,000 deposit. 6 months. Fosrich financing.
Are you ready for something mega? Spend $6,500 or more before GCT. Drop your entry in the box and you can win a 2025 Hyundai Tucson. It's the Mega Wheels Tour promotion. April 5th to September 28th. Second prize of $50,000. Only at Megamart. Locations island-wide. Megamart. Best value by far. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Rating Gaming and Lotteries Act.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, thank you very much, and welcome back. G-Star is here now. What time was it posted?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Oh, that.
Afternoon, people.
Maybe they could need to come and switch that eventually. That was closer, eh? Or you
No, man, a good morning.
bend this down. So they can
Oh,
move it out of the way. There you go.
all right.
All right, so G-Star is here, and
Yeah.
the debate should be set on at 2 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. So no running thing around here.
It's not.
Because when I got you at running card, fine, you can ask about debate the other day. Yesterday, you know, they said,
Run.
debate.
You know King Kong to run? When you know King Kong to run?
They get someone to debate it with Tip Duncan versus LeBron.
Yeah, please do. Please,
Because I don't
please
understand.
do.
You.
No, but you can do it yourself.
No, I don't.
Anybody you want.
I don't debate cards.
Okay. Smart man you are. Because, yeah, it would make sense.
Wait. Pastor, you ready for me? You work online? All right. Hello?
Me?
Yeah, Bull. Yes, back with you.
Yep. I was saying, so I was watching the game last night.
Hello, Bull.
Yeah, G-Star has come back. Because you know him have the debate at 2.
Yeah, up, Bull.
Yeah, man, big up yourself, G-Star. Yeah, so I see something last night. We know great from the basketball, but I see something last night in which I think that changed the game. The brother went in shade. Basically doing all about the ball work in the first half, I think. And they look like they did that stuff. At one point, the man work hard for every single point they got. That was the Thunder. But in the second half, I see that he was basically playing off the ball. None of you guys spot that?
Um,
I didn't see more than usual.
yeah, I didn't see that.
So that's all the man did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
because remember, they have a second star named Jalen Williams, so he's gonna get his touches as well, and a lot. Shea does a lot, so you'll get tired, so you'll come off with the ball naturally.
Like a regular rotation.
Yeah.
But when he was playing off the ball, it seems like them time them free up a bit more and get more time points. That's what I saw. So I thought it was some tactical from the coach, but you guys think that's something normal.
No, but it could also be, maybe the coach said, "Hey, come on for the ball a little bit more."
Okay, so you're saying that it's not more than normal.
I didn't see it to be more than normal, but that doesn't mean that your observation is incorrect. I just didn't notice it more than normal.
Okay, all right. Zidane, let's go with it. What you?
Yeah, man, you can get a ticket. Let me ask that question. Who's the top scorer in the JPL?
Right now?
Yes.
Warner.
Warner. All right. So you have one yourself a ticket for the super fight.
All right.
Courtesy of the JPL.
All right. Respect.
All right. Respect. Big up yourself. All right. So that's a ticket for both there. Electronically it will be sent, so you're not forward. 6152841. 6152841. That's the number to call. Let your voice. They're not gonna see what you're saying. Or we'll look at some comments on YouTube. Yeah, they want us to keep it flowing. The YouTube comments, I'm not seeing. We're not seeing anything direct at me or the program. It's just that they talk themselves and debate. Call the program and call out you must see that person. Hello.
I'm going to call somebody today.
Good afternoon, Monty.
Big bit
Good
of
afternoon, Zidane. How are you doing?
Not too bad.
Yeah, man. Zidane, me and the good friend back here make a call the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And first of all, I want to know which argument, all of a sudden back here, 2 years but all this programming, we don't hear nothing from budget about shit. So, all of a sudden now, you get Beer the selector and Darren Sammy agreed with him. But let me say something to you about it. The selector and Darren Sammy did not chase primarily in bowling or in batting, Them picking primarily because they needed a captain, So that is what they were actually looking for. Then go for chase, So I'm not see which point you think you score because they pick chase over somebody else. They did not pick, as we said, they did not pick chase over no other that. For no other reason than from capacity. Right? So unless you're going to put an argument in terms of if you did say chase are going to get if you did say chase are going to get captaincy, I hear or whatever I go as you say, him will be the next West City captain. Then you have 4 points. You know, score no points about it. You see the decision where the West City is next. Right? So that is what I call it.
All right. What about your thing and he can respond?
Right. Yes. The other thing, this is nonsense when we hear a lot of Man U fans are coming with about winning. Well, I think, let me tell you personally, I think Arsenal should win a cup. Me not going to say that they're not trying to win a cup. You know, see that. But you can't compare a man why not the relegation zone. You know, just in the relegation zone, Zidane, done well. You know, just in the relegation zone, just up of the bottom three, you know.
Yeah.
To a man who made the Champions League semi-final, it's a no-brainer, Zidane. Why them are compare themselves with us?
Desperate.
And as me say personally, I think after Man U for 5 to 6 years. The year me really have been after that Barcelona, Zidane.
Yeah.
Because the fall off where City fall off.
I agree.
I think this is the year that Arsenal should what's the word?
This is the first really year that can say Arteta, you build up yourself and put yourself in a position based on how you acquire players over here. And once it struggled, you should have been better in the league for sure. So
no, I would have get rid of him, but you say not get rid of him.
No, you can't get rid of him.
Well, I don't know that I'm getting rid of him, man. It's either all right, but put it that way. If they not get rid of him, me not go ball.
I would get rid of him.
But what I have done, man, I'm finished talking there. So yeah, if they don't get rid of him, then and everything will meet well, nothing is not going to be in this game, because they will find him to go on. But if we come August, September, Arsenal is in a strong position, and we know Arsenal, we know. Even though next year, him gone, what you think?
That's a different matter. That's what
I'm finish.
Okay.
That's why I'm finish. So what you think him to get over the line?
Well, first of all, we do have a situation where we have 5 players in the very same position being injured for 6 to 7 weeks of a season.
Mount Sailor, but let me ask you something.
That's difficult to overcome.
Mount Sailor.
Yes, I'm listening.
Arteta, Arsenal has been second. It's going to be 3 years in a row.
Right.
So, yeah, would you suggest firing a coach that's been knocking at the door 3 years straight? You think that's what? Or you think it's wise to keep continuing?
Personally, in the this time, but what I'm saying, this time, who's the fire is in the fire this time. That's what I'm saying, you know.
Okay.
But I'm saying that, so all right, so we'll ask you this question then this time. So, after all of us agree to team another year.
Yeah.
All of us we know they make a couple signings in a because part of the thing when we are in front of the Easter is remember the Easter he had the relative in front time in January and he went close to Liverpool in January.
Yeah.
Why he couldn't convince the board that and we see all of the issues them why couldn't try and convince the board to make few signings and that. So that's one of the things when we are in front of in the close in January.
Okay, so you're saying he should have gone out and got another striker or another attacking player?
Some fan of reinforcement.
Yeah, but didn't he ask for a strike and Aston Villa said 50 million and the board said no?
But I know one striker about
no man, but the board have to ratify. The board have Arteta doesn't own Arsenal, so if you want a striker, identify the quality striker that you need, because when you buy a striker in January, it means that you're going to have to keep that striker going forward. So you can't buy any regular money, you have to buy somebody that you think that will help you going forward as well. No, if the club is saying the easiest one to get was the guy at Aston Villa, the club say £50 million. And you look at his age and his quality, and the board say, no, you can't blame Arteta for that.
Well, fair enough. So answer the question on this time before me go.
Yeah, but what is the question? All right, go on.
Yeah, me ask the reality, so we know if they make few signings next year and whatever, with De Bruyne leaving City, and we know Rodrigo maybe a comeback and whatever. So if even remember the track still relatively new to the league, even though I win it, you know.
Yeah.
So if Arteta don't win next year after signing the striker was it and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If Arteta comes second or third again, would you get rid of Arteta? Do you know in the Champions League either?
I'd be more prone to let him go.
Yeah, but I
I would be more prone to let him go. But I'd have to see how the season goes. But based on what you're saying, yeah, because I didn't really want Arsene Wenger to go to London. Arsene Wenger never win no Champions League or something like that for the longest of time. He was just coming forward. Nah, I didn't. But Arteta, he can go if he doesn't do what he's supposed to do next year.
No, man, this is the last part of Wenger.
What's the basketball question?
Yeah, the basketball G-Star.
Yeah.
Last thing. Give G-Star, what kind of nonsense have you?
Hold the line, Mount. We'll take a break. We're coming.
Give a little something. US $1 JD 150 every time you receive a remittance from Lasco Money Transfer to sponsor a social project selected by the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. Say, I want to donate $1 to the cashier. Donations are accepted at these locations: 38.5 Red Hills Road, Kingston 10, 15 Chandler's Place, Poppin Square, Kingston 10, and Shop 203 Bayward Shopping Center, 3 St. James Street, Montego Bay. Give a little something. US $1 JD 150 every time you receive a remittance from Lasco Money Transfer to sponsor a social project selected by the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. Say, I want to donate $1 to the cashier. Donations accepted at these locations: 38.5 Red Hills Road, Kingston 10, 15 Chandler's Place, Poppin Square, Kingston 10, and Shop 203 Bayward Shopping Center, 3 St. James Street, Montego Bay.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports morning show, The Sports Desk.
All right, indeed. Thank you very much. Welcome back. Where is G-Star? Come on, man. Come face the fire with G-Star. You gone?
I'm gone.
You gone for your pen.
You gone for what?
A pen. Oh, see here. You need to face the fire, man. That's some nonsense.
What's the question, Mount Salem?
Yeah, G-Star, the pan Tuesday, my ears not work so properly.
Yeah, man.
My ears not work so properly pan Tuesday.
Yeah, man. Sooner than later.
Yeah. It's more I explain that Jonathan coming the thing the way why you should have get an nonsense meet up.
No. All right, it's simply this. When something is very obvious, which Jonathan Kaminga getting playing time is very obvious. Mount Salem, he is the third leading scorer on the Golden State Warriors, right? In the Timberwolves series, was the last series that the Golden State Warriors played, he was the number one leading scorer on the Warriors when Steph Curry was out. So you have to ask yourself this. Why would Steph Curry leave the number one leading scorer on the bench? Because he was in a dark horse, right? It's simple. I'm seeing discrimination. No, you see what I call discrimination, I also call it bad mind. Bad mind is discrimination in a box. And if you
hold on. Let me ask you a question. If you are a basketball coach, are any coach?
Not if.
What are you? Hold on.
Yeah.
If you are a coach,
yeah,
what are you paid to do?
To win games.
Right. And Jonathan coming by the first player in any form of sport, you're still being victimized.
So, brother, you see the first thing is okay, fine. He is not. But he is not. But here's what.
Well, so hold on. So we have to start to find reason when we say people get victimized. No, G-Star. That was a nonsense talk, brother.
Hold on. Let me ask you something now, Mount Salem. You ever hear me come out and talk about discrimination in sports? Or are players being discriminated against before? So why would I do that now unless it's something that I see? No, but hold on.
You see discrimination?
Yes.
No.
You see, when you see these things like discrimination, you know what happens?
No.
You know what happens?
No.
I see discrimination.
A coach making in your opinion, a poor decision. It's not discrimination.
No, but it's not just today. It's not just yesterday.
doesn't
He's
matter.
been making this poor decision from time. And I'm seeing him treat other players differently.
No, it doesn't
That's
matter.
discrimination.
No, that's not. It's coach. In his
No,
opinion.
The reasons is
No,
No, you know what? You know what? This
you
is
can't.
camouflage. That's Mount Salem.
You can't
Let me
use,
tell you what is
you
camouflage. Does.
can't use the word discrimination.
It's camouflage as a coach making decisions what he wants. This is
What?
his preference.
What is so special about Jonathan Kuminga? Why would he discriminate?
His ability. No, I don't know. I don't know why.
But you have to know.
I don't know why people discriminate us.
Why would Steve Curtis get a
about
put?
it in Zidane.
Yes.
Hold on. I'll see how we can talk one time. What I'm saying to that, the thing about it, whether I'm on special or not, we have seen time and time again coaches prefer other players.
No,
Hey, boss. Mount Salem.
even some better than Kuminga get
Mount Salem, the great Kobe Bean Bryant, as a rookie, he should have played. Del Harris played him like 14 minutes a game as a rookie. That is Kobe Bean Bryant. You know what I didn't do? I didn't say Del Harris was discriminating against
No, we
Kobe.
don't
You know
care.
why? I didn't see it.
We don't care Lisa, about what you said.
I didn't
What
see
you
it.
what you talking
No, but I
about?
was saying I didn't see
What
it.
is what you talking about is nonsense. You don't see the discrimination. You see a
Hold
coach
on.
not liking a player in terms of his play.
Zidane,
Yes.
Zidane, before me go,
Unfairly. You know. You have to put
Hold on.
You have to put that in unfairly. It's when you put it
Hold on.
No, it
unfairly.
can't be unfair.
It is unfair.
It's my job to determine what I think is best for the team. It can't be unfair if I decide that this
Zidane.
player not playing.
Zidane,
It's unfair, my man. Yeah.
Let me ask you in my last question before me go. G-Star,
Yeah.
in all of the time you're watching sports,
Mm-hmm.
from back then or wherever till now,
Yeah.
this is the first time you have seen discrimination?
No, not necessarily.
So, no, you're not going with it.
No, you mean like a player discriminating against, like a coach discriminating against a player?
You said
I
it.
can't recall. No, I can't recall.
You just said,
Yeah.
if I ever hear you come out with it.
Yeah.
And I said, no. So
Mhm.
I'm asking you if this is the first time you have seen it.
Yes. In basketball, NBA, yes. Yeah. First time
Well,
I've seen it.
I believe it to Zidane. I can't take a bramble today.
You know, the truth is, it
It's
is
a
what it is.
It's a ridiculous thing. All right. We don't understand that one.
It's what you see. It's what you see, you know. Some people don't see discrimination when others do.
So all of a sudden, why don't like? Because when you're discriminated for a reason, you know, beyond.
But we
basketball.
can't know that reason because I'm not in the
But I'm,
building.
but I'm
I'm not
saying,
in the
but I'm
building.
saying, because of who Steve Kerr is.
Mhm.
So he played in the league, and he played for many years. He was an executive once. He's a coach.
Mhm.
No sign of is that because that always a personal thing if you're a discriminator. So I'm saying, oh, all of a sudden now, he's
But-
that type of person.
But we saw it again in the Olympics with Jason Tatum. He discriminated against.
Oh.
No, I'm not saying
I'm
race.
saying- so
I'm not
but
necessarily
I'm saying,
race.
when I say
I'm
why,
just saying discrimination
why is
don't necessarily mean
why,
race.
and was it innocent?
All right.
I'm saying, why is it discrimination?
Because it's obvious.
Didn't the USA national team win the Olympic gold?
You're getting caught up in the result. We're talking
No,
about
but
the process.
that's his job.
The process,
He got hired to see them to gold.
bro. You know, you're talking like a
You-
slave
you-
master.
No, but I'm saying his job was to win.
We're talking about what transpires within that winning.
No,
though, boss.
boss, no.
Hold on. Why you think he got beaten for it?
You know-
Hold on, Zidane. You know he got
You
beaten
know
for it,
how
right?
many people don't read Jason Tatum?
Hold on. You know he got
You
beaten
know
for it
how
though.
many people don't read Jason Tatum?
As a yellow belly.
Yes.
Sure,
I
fine.
said him them would play my that.
My question is, do you know that he got beaten for it?
No, but I'm asking, do you know how many people don't read Jason Tatum?
We know that some
Maybe
people
Steve
don't
Kerr-
read Jason
Maybe
Tatum.
are they discriminating against Jason
Oh,
Tatum? Maybe he's one of
if
them.
Derek White plays over Jason Tatum, it is clear discrimination, boss.
No, I don't
Clear.
know. No. And
Clear.
he gave reason they won.
Clear.
So
No,
give
did you hear his reason? His reason was he wanted to rotate the play.
So why all of a sudden now in this time of age? Because his Tatum is recent and this one is recent.
Yeah.
So he's obviously a discriminatory person.
Bro,
Yeah,
it
so-
happens. It
No,
happens.
it
But
doesn't.
those are evidence.
And I
That's
said,
evidence.
no.
All right, let's move on.
No. Move. That's it. All right, we go back. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
After.
This is Peter.
Prince.
Yeah.
Ask G-Star for me, see? Talking about this discrimination thing. If it's the same coach he's talking about that was now, and the now president in the United States, and is discrimination against that people.
Boss, what people do in public may not what they do in private. You know. The discrimination is manifesting itself through his actions.
Answer the question, sir.
All right, what's the question? What's the question?
Same coach?
Yes, it's the same coach.
Steve Kerr.
It's the same coach.
And you say that he's discriminating against a black player because of what? Is that
No, he's discriminating against a player. I didn't say race, you know. I didn't say it was because of his race.
No. You started this racist thing. I totally disagree with you, sir.
Yeah.
There must be something internal. There must be something internal. Why come you can't make
All right, Simon Bob. Okay, so good. I'm going to ask you a question, right?
Come on, go ahead.
Okay. So if we cannot identify any good basketball reasons, right? What would that suggest? Wouldn't that suggest it's personal?
When you say we.
Exactly.
We are part of the Golden State.
Exactly.
No, we are who are no. We are who are analyzing it.
The Golden State.
No, boss.
Yeah, but that's your opinion.
No,
Lisa.
we are analyzing.
No, but that's your opinion.
No,
Lisa.
we is with the public. Me and you. Me and you are we. And Zidane. Everybody's we.
That is your
opinion. That is
we.
Yeah, don't say we are analyzing. I don't say the basketball.
No, boss. I'm talking in analyzing.
Let us get into the English language.
We analyze.
All right?
English with that. Okay. No, I'm not. I'm saying what I'm saying.
Because most people hearing it speak, sir, do not agree with it.
No, not.
Boss, they don't have to. But you know what? But it's still we. We are still we. You know, whether we agree or disagree, it's still we.
No, it's not we. It's you.
All right. I'm still gonna say we. So you have to. Let's move on from that again. Yeah, because I'm still gonna say we.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir.
So that's all you have.
Yeah, man.
Big up yourself, Peter.
All right, big up.
Indeed. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a stretch to say the man is discriminating against a player. The man is
but when we see it, it's not a stretch.
Hold on, this the reason why it's ridiculous because Steve Kerr wants to win more than you, my boss. So why would he? What is so special about? Why would he?
Right.
What is so special about Jonathan Kaminga? Say, listen up.
Yeah.
I want to win. I'm paid to win.
All right.
Somebody's watching over. There's somebody supervising Steve Kerr now.
Yeah.
Now, if it is not obvious that Steve Kerr is discriminating against Jonathan Kaminga, why does he still have a job?
Good question. All right. So I'm going to tell you that experience gives us wisdom, right? Forgive me. I'm just going to go to another sport for 1 second.
No. I want to answer that question.
All right.
If it is so glaring, that it's so obvious, it is beyond sporting reason why he's not playing Jonathan Kaminga, why does he still have a job?
Something is wrong with the Golden State Warriors organization. Do you know that Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole? No, man. Hold on. No. I'm trying to show you a pattern with Golden State Warriors. Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole, and you know what happened to Draymond Green? Absolutely nothing.
They're struggling.
But hold on. Let me give you an example of a different sport. Please, just allow me.
No. Steph Curry sitting there, clearing discrimination, not saying anything. Draymond Green there, not saying anything. Who is it? Like,
the man they get beaten for that too.
Who's the president of basketball operation? He's there not saying anything.
Mike Dunleavy Jr.
Yes, and the owners there, and
hold on, no.
They're not saying anything, and they are low discrimination.
Caller, I hear.
That are costing them.
Caller, I hear. Just give it.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. CC.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, CC. There, man.
Giant killer.
I no more ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Like, if we should Google our search, if you should look up a player who plays baseball, or you look up a player who plays football, right? When you look at their position, they're going to show. If you put in a player's name for baseball, they're going to show a shortstop, or pitcher, or infielder, or that. But if I look up a cricketer, I am only seeing one. Why is that?
If you put up, go again.
All right. So if I put up a name, say if I give a name for the guy the name Shohei Ohtani, we would say his position pitcher.
Yeah. And his position is a pitcher.
Yes. Oh. But if I put up,
they want to say he's a pitcher.
No, I said they would say position pitcher. His name.
No, I'm asking. He's not described as a pitcher.
Yeah, he's described as a pitcher.
He's a pitcher. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm saying to you that if I put in Brian Laran here, the only thing I see is batsman. I don't see slip, gully, or any other thing. But if I put in Courtney Walsh, I'm going to see bowler. If I put in what the wicket-keeper guy we did have one at a time,
yeah, man, that's the point. So yeah,
wicket-keeper.
Yes.
So my thing is that as I stated before, certain positions are specialized in cricket to the point where you have to identify them before you're selecting the team. You don't need to identify a sweep. You don't need to identify a goalie. All of those things. So with that being said, if there's no position in cricket for bowling, there's no position. Can the bowler bowl from in the middle of the crease?
Why is it I'm hearing different words? We can't talk about this. Where the discussion,
No,
the discussion is about fielding position and not that position.
That is why I'm saying to you the conversation was twisted into fielding position.
No, man, the context was always fielding position.
No, remember when even G-Star was, because I did this is the debate I'm about later, about which position is most important. So when the man say which position is most important, then if you come and say which offensive position is more important, then you couldn't argue.
No, man, the first time the thing was said, it was in the context of fielding position. Hold it.
It really wasn't.
Hold it. Take a break. Come here.
It wasn't.
Give a little something. US $1 JD 150 every time you receive a remittance from Lasco Money Transfer to sponsor a social project selected by the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. Say, I want to donate $1 to the cashier. Donations accepted at these locations: 38.5 Daniels Road, Kingston 10, 15 Chandler's Place, Poppin Square, Kingston 10, and Shop 203 Bay West Shopping Center, 3 St. James Street, Montego Bay.
Something.
Hey, join me, Jermaine Morgan, popular known as the Brother Frisco, on Omega Radio Thursdays and Fridays from 5 p.m. through to 9 inside of the Praise of the Lord show, and Saturdays and Sunday morning from 6 a.m. through to 10 a.m. inside the Kingdom Lifestyle Radio show. Tune in and be blessed. You can't afford to miss this show with Brother Frisco on your radio.
Something.
Hey, join me, Jermaine Morgan, popular known as the Brother Frisco, on Omega Radio Thursdays and Fridays from 5 p.m. through to 9 inside of the Praise of the Lord show, and Saturdays and Sunday morning from 6 a.m. through to 10 a.m. inside the Kingdom Lifestyle Radio show. Tune in and be blessed. You can't afford to miss this show with Brother Frisco on your radio.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, welcome back. So we see also Peter has not joined us. So
It's not an easy road.
we will have the debate. You opposite to 250. We can start at 250.
Yeah, man. Oh gosh, if I can get the man get secular.
Yes,
You
yes,
know what I
yes,
mean?
yeah. Yeah, all right. So we're going to see if they do it.
Oh gosh, you know.
All right. So we go back to
All right, so the motor preacher and G-Star is going to debate now. That is what sprung the conversation. So if somebody now changes the mood to fielding and adding other aspects, I could change the mood and say which position is most important, defensive position is most important.
Right.
And that is never the conversation. So the conversation was speaking of position, because if there's no ball in position in cricket, that means they can stand up in the middle of the pitch and bowl. They can go out to the side of the pitch and a ball. That means they can do anything. Can you bowl from anywhere?
I hear you.
No, I'm asking you. Can you?
No, because I went through this discussion already. I'm gonna like regurgitate the same thing over.
No, we're not regurgitating, man. It's because the debate is going to come after about position. So I'm just doing the precursor to the debate.
No, man. What you're saying now, not nothing to do with the debate. We're not arguing with your community now.
I don't know, we're not arguing, man. But anyway, all I'm saying is the fact remains. And that's it. You did that facilitate. A bowler is a position in cricket. But if you have to put down the rabbit hole of fielding position now, that is when they try to win an argument when nobody was debated fielding positions. But I rest my case. Zidane, G-Star and Preacher, big up on yourself.
All right.
Giant killer.
All right.
Yeah.
It was Giant CC kill. Okay, yes, it is. All right, music. Brought to you by Edwin Bates for people who dream in color. This run is from Papa San. All right, run the track. Papa San.
I want it.
I greet you. I don't mind to call on the name of Jesus Christ. Stand firm, steadfast, unmovable. What was that? What was that? When you do everything continue, you can. Don't run away from your problem, stand. Christ rule over you now. Principalities must bow. When you do everything continue, you can. Don't run away from your problems, then Christ rule over you now. Principalities must bow. You see that little man there? Him also every day to find a way to feed him 6 children. Him have to work on a Sunday. Him really want to go to church. Him pray to God to find a better way. What about this sister we just get the work? Woke up on a dictator boss when don't flirt. Him looking for a lover and him need a night nurse. But you she not give in, him treat her like that. She make the boss know she not this or God. When everybody gonna him alone she have. The boss man no one hear that bird with loss and get mad. Now the woman get fire from a job. When you do everything you think you can. Don't run away from your problem, stand. Christ rule over you now. Principalities must bow. When you do everything you think you can. Don't run away from your problem, stand. Christ rule over you now. Principalities must bow. You sacrifice everything just to feed your one son. You're not dependent on the one to bring the rich money come. You're bringing God to church when they pick up and you him depart from the theater and walk with all gunshot. You start to wonder where did I go wrong? You start to ask God all kinds of questions. Have I passed enough? Breathe it up, watch it. Remember that you feel decision. Yo, trouble come like rain and it's spreading disease. The squad will be feared and not stop intercede. You must get the victory by your knees. All you got to do is hold the faith and believe. When you do everything you think you can, don't run away from your problems, stand. Christ rule over you now. Principalities must bow. When you know everything good thing you can, don't run away from your problems, stand. Christ rule over you now. Principalities must bow. You just said, yo.
God will find a way. We will make it there by way. All we need to do is just trust Him and obey. He will shelter you from the rain. He will cause it in strength. In the time of need, we call upon His name. When continue again, don't run away from your problems. Stand. Christ rule over you now. Principalities must bow. When you know everything continue again, don't run away from your problems. Stand. Christ rule over you now. Principalities must bow. They don't take kind of aunt and they don't take kind of top. One leave for empty dishes with a bunch of empty cups. You're living off your wishes when food is not enough. You never know say poverty is so contagious. Hey, I'm not crying, mama, oh. She don't know how what they do with the back against the wall. But not because you feel in no midst that you found. All things work together for good to those who have a call. When you know everything continue can. Don't run away from your problems, stand. Christ rule over you now. Principalities must bow. When you know everything continue can. Don't run away from your problems, stand. Christ rule over you now. Principalities must bow. Hey,
All right, indeed. So the two juggernauts are here, people. So we'll have a debate. And let me just tell you that you, the listeners, objectively, and I'm begging the intelligent listener who follow these sports closely. So let me add, you have to follow the sport closely. Those are the ones who want after the debate to call through and give your vote as to who you think won the debate. So we don't want a little man them where they really watching the sport them, but just like preacher or like you have to call and say, oh, you know, because you're a fan of G-Star, you're going to go. No, we want the people who follow the sports closely to call through and vote. I will go the first two First
It
two.
was first to 30, but because of the judges, the judge would have been nice. Maybe first to 20.
First to 20. Yeah, no, first to 20. Yeah, will be the crowning champion. But 250. So, so we're giving G Star, not G Star, Preacher more time to prepare. Yeah.
And wait, you want to go first, preacher?
No, we're going to start at 2:15.
No, man, somebody has to go first.
No, yeah, we're going to
We'll flip a coin. We'll flip a coin.
No,
We'll
we
flip
get
a
the call
coin.
and
Who goes
then
first.
after the call, we take break.
And I still want to say something about the Jonathan Kaminga.
Okay. All right. We go to the phone lines. Yeah, man. Hello.
Yeah, all right, Zidane.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, you know, some of disagree with you on this, though.
What?
What you say about the voting? Because I don't think the people who should vote are the people who necessarily follow. We're voting based on the debate, not based on what we know.
No, man. I said two things.
What? These are people who follow the sport and knowledgeable. Yeah,
You know, listen to the other.
Right.
And I don't want to say that, but I said something.
If I vote now, would that be prejudicial?
Come on, you can if you want to.
We don't hear the debate.
You can if you want to, Boxwood.
I think I've heard. I think they've said everything on the ear before.
No, that's not true. That's not true, and it's not they.
I agree, sir. So I guess you're going to surprise the world today.
No.
I'm listening.
No. All I'm saying is one person has said something. One person hasn't said that much. That's all I'm saying about
All right. This sir.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Jonathan Kaminga.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
It is my personal opinion that you cannot just say he's discriminating and leave it at that.
Yeah.
Because when you use the word discrimination, what you're really saying is that, let's use the word I just used, somebody is prejudging, being prejudiced against somebody.
I would say.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
Somebody is being treated unfairly, being unfairly treated.
There you go.
And it has to be based on. Okay, we can't leave that part out. It has to be based on things like national origin, race, gender, age, sexual orientation. So if you go as far as to say somebody is being discriminated against, I think you should have the cojones to also say what they're being discriminated against based on.
Fine, but here's my little retort. All right.
Yeah.
Am I gonna know Jonathan Kaminga's sexual orientation? How am I going to know what Steve Kerr is discriminating against Jonathan Kaminga for?
Listen.
Does that make sense to you? Hold on, does that make sense to you? If I don't know the whole situation, I can see discrimination and not know why somebody's being discriminated against.
Let me respond to that.
Sure.
Well, what you're seeing is not discrimination. What you're seeing is unfair treatment.
So, and hold on. So, what is an unfair bias? What would you describe an unfair bias as?
Is that what you said?
See, that's what I see.
Unfair bias.
No, I am saying that. I am saying that's what I see.
What you can say is that, in your opinion, Kaminga is being treated unfairly. Once you ignore that discrimination word, G-Star, the way it's generally used in the world today, you have to also follow it up with the on the basis of what.
I hear what you're saying.
Excellent point.
I hear what you're saying.
Point.
But what I am saying, I am not so much on the inside where I can say why he's been discriminated against. But I can say
he's been treated unfairly.
He's right.
In your opinion,
if he's being
because
of discrimination.
Because but they did right, man. Because it could be a scenario where Jonathan Kaminga he's cocky in training. He doesn't listen all the time, and Steve Kerr said, "Listen, why is this guy acting as if he's LeBron?"
Okay.
So that is not discrimination. You just believe that this guy has not arrived and act as if he has arrived and don't want to
Boxwood.
You're right, coach.
Boxwood. Yeah, man. Boxwood.
Yeah.
All right. So we have to ask the question. No, we have to ask the question though. Why do we believe he's being treated unfairly? Why? Why? Because there is a bias, you know. There is a bias. So why is that unfair bias?
There's a bias.
No, but we've seen it. In my opinion, yes. In my opinion.
Come to that conclusion.
Yes, fine. In my opinion.
Again, we just can't use the word. Zidane.
Yeah.
And I'm being balanced on this.
Very balanced.
There are coaches that are racist who want to win. it has happened in the history, and it
No, no,
has
no,
happened
no,
in
no,
today.
no, 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 no. We're
Hold
gone
on.
past that. Come on. Max.
Okay.
Remember, I asked.
Hold on.
No, remember, I asked him why all of a sudden Steve Kerr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let
So,
me make a general.
because me agree with that already. That yeah, man, you can have a
Yeah, man.
situation where I'm at. Yeah, man. But go ahead.
Okay. All right. Cool. So since you agree with that, we
Yeah,
can
man.
move.
I agree. You can be responsible. Want to be.
Yeah. Additionally, like the caller, one of the first callers said, if somebody put a gun to my head to decide whether or not I think Steve Kerr is racist, I will go with no. Because as far as activism on behalf of
Yes.
people of color is concerned, Steve Kerr is one of those guys that sticks his neck.
Right. And that's how people get tricked all the time.
No, man, but come on. But he has no reason. Hold the line. Hold the line, Max.
Evidence. Oh, yeah.
We'll give you 30 seconds after the break and then we get it.
All right.
Remember, I want a question for Box student.
The JSC Group, Jamaica Stock Exchange, Jamaica Central Securities Depository Limited, and JCSD Trustee Services, providing a fair, efficient, and transparent stock market for over 45 years. The time by the Jamaica Stock Exchange Group is 2:15.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolio. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSC Online Trading.
Greetings to you listeners. This is Reverend Ryan A. Gordon, Senior Pastor of the Book and Vessels Healing and Deliverance Ministry, located at 120 Main Street, Pineapple, Ochiria, St. Anne, Jamaica, West Indies. Join me every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. inside the Kingdom Lifestyle Radio Show with Brother Frisco. Join me for a word in time. You cannot afford to miss this powerful word every Sunday morning on this station.
Keep a bird coming, crashing by your Christian, punching it right to a mountain up there who has heard it. And the final whistle start. Damien Flashback has blown the whistle, signaling the end of the contest. But Pleasant will advance through to the final, 2-1 on aggregate. Shot the goal, the keeper saw it late, and then the draft score, brilliant goal. It is 1-0 to Cavalier. Cavalier are in another final. It will be a repeat of the last two finals. They will take on Mount Pleasant.
Will it be the team that brought Messi to Jamaica or the team that led the competition all the way this year? Find out on Friday, May 23 on Omega Radio Sports. Match time, 7 p.m. Coverage is sponsored by Ray and Nephew, the football people.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, welcome back. We give you 30 seconds to wrap up Boxwood and then we'll get into the debate.
Question.
Yeah, just quickly. Yeah, Steve Kerr, when they talk about the George Floyd issue, it would be unreasonable to say somebody who sticks his neck out on the social issues, unlike most professional sports coaches in America. He goes above and beyond when it comes to these things. And to say that this guy would be discriminated against a player based on his country of origin or accent or race, I think that would be crazy. Garvey makes a better case today, a more credible case about something that could possibly have racist undertones than G-Star did with his.
Yeah, man.
Have a good gist here, Jeff.
All right, remember you can call back.
Hey, Box student, remember, I have a question for you to answer here. Just remember, regarding this.
You don't have the bullet pulpit here on the radio. I won't be able
No,
to
man. I'll say it on air next time. I wouldn't do that.
All right,
We don't use the bullet pulpit.
You can call back to vote in who you think won the debate.
All right, cool.
All right. So debate time, people. Drum roll. All right. This is the mood. This is important. This is how, because you have to know the mood, listeners, to understand what the debate should be about. Your opinion, who you think did better in addressing what the mood is. That is the key. The NFL, the quarterback in NFL is more important to his team winning than the goalkeeper in football. Be it result, the quarterback in NFL is more important to his team winning than the goalkeeper in football. That's the moment.
Yeah. So
Here are the rules, listeners. Each debater will have 5 minutes opening argument. They will then have 2 minutes each to rebut. Each debater will then ask questions. The answer must be straightforward and to the point, and the answer should not be more than 30 seconds in duration. The questions will be asked alternately. So debater A will ask first, debater B, then debater A, then debater B. After that, both parties 2 minutes closing argument.
So it's a 9 minute. It's 9 minutes. So you're saying it's 5 minutes and 2 minutes and 2 minutes? Is that what I'm hearing? 2 minute rebuttal period.
Yes.
All right. All right. This is
Yeah,
what
man.
it is. This is
And
what
they
it
have
is.
2 minutes to close. But you have the questions.
Yeah, man. So when will the question be after the rebuttal or before the rebuttal?
After the 2 minutes rebuttal.
Okay. All right.
Yes, and they have 2 minutes to close.
All right.
All right.
That gives me a little bit more time. What's up?
Dear you.
What's up with?
All right, this is good, man. You're not distracted. You ready? So we'll flip the coin and
No, I think Preacher said you wanted me to go. You asked me to go first, Preacher.
Sure. I love that. Good afternoon.
No.
Good afternoon.
I'll be doing you a favor. Don't get it twisted.
all right.
Hold on, let me just set my clock here.
But I have my clock. I have my clock.
No, I want.
Oh, you want
to time?
oh,
Yeah.
so, okay. So you want the time yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
You don't know.
All right.
But if I can find my clock.
But I can make it to my clock.
All right. Cool.
All right. Yeah, the time starts now.
All right. Good afternoon, listeners, and everybody who is out there. All right. First thing is, listeners, what I want you to look out for is my opponent's opinions that are based on his opinion. Anybody can say anything. The truth is supposed to be substantiated. This debate is about which position is more important to winning, the quarterback or the goalkeeper. Firstly, we must find out what is important. It's only correct that we use the standard English dictionary to define what important is. Important is defined as having great value, having great influence or impact, and a greater priority is also a subset of important. So what the moot is basically asking us is, who is more valuable to winning? Which position is more influential to winning? Simply put, the quarterback can cover up deficiencies in the roster, like having a bad defense. Can a goalkeeper overcome a bad defense like a quarterback? No, because he's very rarely creating goals. Can a goalkeeper bring the team back when the team is down? No, the goalkeeper is limited in their role. The Patriots were down 28-3 in the Super Bowl and went on to win the game primarily on relying on Tom Brady, the quarterback, to bring them back. Before I give straight facts, I want to illustrate what the quarterback does on the field and what makes it the most important position in sports. The QB is the coach on the field. He gets the play call from the sidelines, which he has to communicate to the rest of the team in the huddle. After they break the huddle and go to the line of scrimmage, the QB has to ensure that the team is in the correct play call to damage the defense. If the team isn't in the correct play call, the QB has to order to a new play. Once the QB assesses the defense and gets the team in the correct play, the QB has to now ensure that all the positions on the offense are lined up in their proper spots. Does the goalkeeper have responsibilities like that? If the QB has more responsibility, the QB has more power, ask yourself, how is the goalkeeper more important? All right. Does a goalkeeper invert the wingers? Does a goalkeeper give the players on the field tactical advice? That's what the coach in football does, correct? The quarterback is the coach on the football field. Okay? No. A component of important is power and authority. The QB has more power and authority. Now, another component of important is value. One way of determining value is how much money you make. For instance, a high value man is considered a man that makes a lot of money. Is there more to value? Absolutely, but salary is an indicator of value. The indication is that the average starting QB in the NFL as a position is ranked higher on the pay scale than the average goalkeeper in the English Premier League. You have to ask yourself, people, why are the QBs generally higher paid in their sport than the goalkeeper is in their sport? Another component of importance is influence. When we refer to influence, we are referring to a player's impact on the field. For instance, what is the difference between a star player and a player on the bench? The more a player influences the game, the more a player moves the needle. The more a player moves the needle, the more important that player will be, the more valuable that player will be. Since the year 2000, there has been 3 goalkeepers to win the Man of the Match award in the Champions League final. In the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl is the final of the NFL playoffs. There's been 18 QBs to win the Super Bowl MVP award. The Premier League started the Player of the Season award in 1995. In 1996, Peter Schmeichel won the award. He is the only goalkeeper to win the award. Since 1995, 25 QBs have won the Super Bowl MVP award. Do you know who votes for these awards, people? Not the organizations. It's a panel of experts. This is not an opinion. This is a fact. I repeat, this is not an opinion. This is a fact. All these experts have awarded the quarterback far more MVP awards than the goalkeeper, 18-3 and 25-1. If quarterbacks win MVP award at such a more substantial rate, how can, on God's green earth, the goalkeeper be more influential, be more valuable, be more important? If Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles can see this, then why can't my opponent, who has been labeled as intelligent, see this? If we were to bring a batsman, I said this batsman averaged 180 to 30, right? Would there be a debate? If I have another batsman who averages 250 and the next batsman averages 10, would there be a debate? Clearly not. Look at these numbers, people. It is significant in favor of the quarterback.
All right, indeed. 5 of that. That was well done, G-Star. And we reset now and now please 5 stars.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The mood as stated assumes that both the NFL quarterback and the goalkeeper in football are important. What is being debated here is which one is more important. And in the context of this debate, more important may be defined as having a greater or more consequential influence over the outcome of individual games or over the course of a tournament or a season. Now, football is a low-scoring sport, which makes every mistake, every save, and every goal highly consequential. Games in football are often decided by a single goal or the odd goal. In the last 10 World Cups, for example, 3 ended 1-0 and 3 were decided on penalties. In the last 10 Champions League finals, 4 were decided by a score of 1-0, 1 ended 2-1, and the other was decided on penalties. Goalkeepers are typically the last line of defense. When a goalkeeper makes a mistake, there's nobody behind them to help to stop the ball from going in the back of the net. A poor clearance, late dive, or bad positioning is very likely to lead to a goal with margins so fine and costly that the goalkeeping error early in the game can be the deciding factor in the game. The question that we must answer in this debate is whose mistake is more likely to have a greater consequence on the outcome of a game. A goalkeeper in a low-scoring sport or in the NFL, where scoring is more frequent with games, often ended with a combined score of 40s or 50s. Quarterbacks can make a mistake in the game and recover because they have multiple possessions that they can recover from. In fact, quarterbacks can make a mistake and it doesn't cost the team anything because an interception may not lead to points scored against his team because his team members prevented the other team from scoring a touchdown. Quarterbacks can play poorly in a game and still not lose the game because their running game bailed them out or because their defense was so great that their defense bailed them out. Quarterbacks can even have points on the board before they even touch the field because their special teams scored without the quarterback even touching the ball. Goalkeepers have a lower margin for error and less opportunities for recovery. Without reliable goalkeeping in a single game and without a reliable goalkeeper over the course of a football season, even the best offensive efforts will be rendered fruitless. Another question to ask is whose overall performance is more essential or crucial or indispensable to the team winning? Now, the NFL is the highest level in American football. Any real comparison must be made between the Champions League and the World Cup. When a goalkeeper has a poor game or tournament, it is highly unlikely that their team will be able to win because goalkeepers can't hide behind a poor performance. There is actually a strong correlation between great goalkeeping and winning the Champions League at the highest level of the sport. Now, my opponent, here are the facts. 5 out of the last 10 FIFA World Cup winners are the goalkeeper of the tournament on their team. That is 50% of the time you win the World Cup in the last 10 years when your goalkeeper is the goalkeeper of the tournament. In the UEFA Champions League, since the goalkeeper of the tournament award was created in 2017, 6 of the last 8 winners of the Champions League are the tournament's top goalkeeper. That is 75% of the time you have won the Champions League in the last 10 years when you have the best goalkeeper. Now, in the NFL, you have 3 distinct units: the offense, the defense, the special team. Winning in the NFL does not come down merely to great quarterback play. It is often the result of outplaying your opponent in 2 of the 3 specific areas on the field. Now, we have seen where teams have won Super Bowls with atrocious quarterback performances. Take, for example, Ben Roethlisberger in the 2000 in the Super Bowl when he had 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 22 out of 100, lowest ever in the history of the Super Bowl. You know what happened? The Pittsburgh Steelers won the Super Bowl. Why? Because their defense was elite. In Super Bowl 50, the Broncos, Peyton Manning, one of the greatest to have ever played the game, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 fumble. You know what happened? The Broncos won the Super Bowl. Why? Their defense was dominant. The great Tom Brady, some say he's the greatest of all time. Super Bowl 53, the Patriots beat the Rams 13-3. Tom Brady's stats, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. You know what happened? The defense held the number 1 Rams to just 3 points. When my opponent tells you that quarterbacks are more important to win in the Super Bowl, the quarterbacks in these scenarios who are among the greatest of all time at 0 touchdowns, turn the ball over multiple times, and still walk away with a Super Bowl win. Why? Because in the NFL, teams can win with defense, special teams, and play calling, even when the quarterback plays poorly. Now ask yourself, has a football team ever won a World Cup final or a Champions League final with a goalkeeper playing poorly? The answer is an emphatic no. The difference is responsibility. And that's what makes the goalkeeper more important. Goalkeepers' margin for error is way lower, and therefore their level of importance is much higher.
Indeed. So interesting. So that's previous 5 minutes, listeners. And we had G-Star first. Hot. Excellent stuff, gentlemen. We take our first break. We'll come back. We'll hear the rebuttals. G-Star will go first with his 2 minutes, and then we're coming back after. It's now time for Sports in a Minute, sponsored by EdChem, Western Sports, Megamart, Spectrum Insurance Brokers, Dangel Auto Spears and Accessories Limited, and Fosfit. Manchester City midfielder Phil Foden says he has struggled this season because of off-field issues and injuries suffered against Manchester United. 24-year-old enjoyed his best Premier League campaign last term by scoring 90 goals and helped City for an unprecedented 4th top-flight title. So he also collected a Player of the Season award, Football's Right Association Football Year Award, and as well as being named FA Team of the Year. And that's your Sports in a Minute. Sports in a Minute was sponsored by EdChem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Western Sports, the sports people. Megamart, best value by far. Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard. Dangel Auto Spears and Accessories Limited at 20 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10, and shop number 10, 18 Chapton Road. Call 876-929-9146. And Fosfit.
Listen up, Jamaica. At Fosrich, everybody's getting a solar water heater. $20,000 deposit. 6 months to pay. What a deal! Fosrich Financing.
Are you ready for something mega? Spend $6,500 or more before GCT. Drop your entry in the box and you can win a 2025 Hyundai Tucson. It's the Mega Wheels Tour promotion. April 5th to September 28th. Second prize, a $50,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Third prize, a $30,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Brought to you by Hyundai, Extra, Heineken, 2 Milk, Drinks, Walker's Wood, Downing, CPJ Daiquiri, and Carry First. Choose Concentrate. Only at Megamart. Locations island-wide. Megamart, best value by far. Authorized under Section 15.3 of the Rating Gaming and Office Act.
Coming for the punching it right to a Mount Pleasant player who has buried it. And the final whistle from David Partners has blown the whistle, signaling the end of the contest. Mount Pleasant will advance through to the final, 2-1 on aggregate. Shot the goal. The keeper saw it late. And then the chance comes for the goal. It is 1-0 to Cavalier. Cavalier going to another final. It will be a repeat of the last 2 finals. They will take home Mount Pleasant
Will it be the team that brought Messi to Jamaica or the team that led the competition all the way this year? Find out on Friday, May 23 on Omega Radio Sports. Match time, 7 p.m. Coverage is sponsored by Ray and Nebby, the football people.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports morning show, the Sports Desk.
Alrighty, then we'll come back to the show. Wonderful stuff here from both debaters, D-Star and Future, debating the vote. If you're just tuning in, remember it's live with the people, so let me just go back to the notes again for the listener's sake. All right, so be it resolved, the quarterback in NFL is more important to his team winning than the goalkeeper in football. Now it's time for D-Star to give his first.
Anyway, my opponent today said the debate is like said whose mistake is more likely to lead to losing or winning or something like that, right? Zidane just stated the mood. That's not the mood. So my question would be to the preacher man. What did he just say that actually contributed to the mood? No, he mentioned some stats. He said there was the goalkeeper of the tournament, right? No, people, I want you to pay attention clearly. The goalkeeper of the tournament, but isn't there a more important award at the World Cup? Isn't the most important award the Golden Ball? How many goalkeepers have won, people? How many goalkeepers have won the Golden Ball since its inception? One, Oliver Kahn. So why is it only one goalkeeper has won one in a match? Okay, there's been 10 World Cups since its inception, right? So let's go back the last 10 years. You want to go the first 10, but let's go the last 10 years. In the last 10 years, in the regular season award, it's about 9 quarterbacks to win the regular season MVP. 9 compared to 1. Do you hear the numbers, people? 9 MVPs are won. Preacher segmented it to goalkeeper. The goalkeeper, not the goalkeeper. Who's got the best goalkeeper? The goalkeeper award. There's a bigger award. No, he also mentioned about mistakes leading to goals and the quarterback, right? My thing is this: the quarterback is not always more important than the goalkeeper. Once in a blue moon, the goalkeeper will be important than the quarterback. Oliver Kahn did win, play the tournament, So it's not impossible. But we're talking about generally. So 99 times or 95 times out of 100, the quarterback would be more important. He spoke about Peyton Manning winning the goalkeeper. Why didn't he speak about Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts just won the Super Bowl last year. Why didn't he speak about Tom Brady?
Time. All right. That's he started with 2 minutes rebuttal. Now, Preacher, your rebuttal starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen, my opponent said, why didn't I talk about the Golden Ball, the best player of the tournament? I'm happy that he did. There's an interesting statistic. Out of the last 10 World Cup teams that have the player with the Golden Ball, only 3 of those teams have gone on to win the World Cup. Out of the last 10 World Cup teams that have won with the goalkeeper of the tournament, 5 of those teams have gone on to win the World Cup. You know what you can deduce from that, my opponent? You are more likely to win the World Cup if your goalkeeper is outstanding in the tournament than if you have the best player of the tournament. And the statistics show that in the last 10 years. Added to that, in the last 10 World Cups, only one player who has won the leading goal scorer, the Golden Boot Award, has played on the winning World Cup team once. You know what that means? Having the best goal scorer in the tournament may make you win 1 in every 10 times. But having the best goalkeeper in the tournament will make you win 5 in every 10 times. Defense in the World Cup matters, especially in the knockout runs and penalty shootouts. My opponent said in his debate that when a team is behind, the quarterback can bring them back. Tom Brady brought back the Patriots versus the Atlanta Falcons, 28-3. No team in the NFL can come back from 28 points to 3 down without their defense stepping up and playing big and preventing the other team from putting points on the board. My opponent presented a fallacious argument to try and make this debate what it is not. Tom Brady could not bring back the team unless his defense stopped the other team from scoring simultaneously. Defense, again, critical. My opponent says, why didn't I talk about Jalen Hurts, who just won a Super Bowl with the Eagles versus the Chiefs? We all watched that Super Bowl. The Chiefs with the great Patrick Mahomes looked like they did not know how to play football. Why? Because the Eagles defense made it impossible for them to score. They played 3 full quarters of football and put up 0 points. This is the great Patrick Mahomes. Defense again. Jalen Hurts' numbers in the Super Bowl were average by quarterback standards, but his defense was superior to the offense of the Kansas City Chiefs. No.
Time. 2 minutes up for your rebuttal. Good stuff, gentlemen. Excellent stuff, people. Now it's time for questions. So, G-Star, your first question.
Oh, my apologies. All right. So, Jaden Daniels in Washington, Peyton Manning in Indianapolis. We've seen where you just mentioned the great Patrick Mahomes has transformed the Kansas City Chiefs. Can you name an occasion where a goalkeeper has gone to a team that is mediocre, not add another major piece, and transform that team into a contender?
Ladies and gentlemen, the debate is about which position contributes more to winning, not transforming an entire team. Winning comes down to things that happen within the context of a game, and generally speaking, goalkeepers play in a sport where it's a low-scoring sport. Their contribution to that game in a low-scoring sport, because one mistake by the goalkeeper will lead to a goal. Their contribution to their team in that sport outweighs the contribution to a quarterback who has the benefit of not having great games or making multiple mistakes and still being able to win. That is the mood. Which one is more significant to winning? If we were debating which one can transform a franchise, then I would not have any problem with talking about the quarterback, because the quarterback plays in a league that is pro-offensive. Football is generally a league that is pro-offensive, and the hardest thing to do is score. So having a poor goalkeeper will make you more vulnerable in a sport like that.
All right. So, Preacher, your question. Your first.
My first question to G-Star is, given all that has been said in the debate, which of the following scenarios is more likely to contribute to a team losing? Having an incompetent goalkeeper or having an incompetent quarterback?
Oh, man, I was hoping you didn't ask that question. You know why? Because what it shows that you're bringing irrelevant information into this debate. When we're talking about professional football players, do we see incompetent goalkeepers on the field, folks? We don't. So my advice to my opponent is bring relevant information to the debate, not irrelevant ones. Because let me say it again. In professional football, we do not have in professional football, we do not have incompetent goalkeeper. There's no incompetent goalkeeper at Arsenal. There is no incompetent goalkeeper at Real Madrid. There's not even an incompetent goalkeeper at Burnley.
All right. Preacher?
Yes, your question now. All right. So, the quarterback, Preacher, is the only position in the NFL that carries a win-loss record, right? Can you explain to the listeners and the host, why is it that why is the quarterback the only position in the NFL to carry a win-loss record when there are about 15 other positions on the field?
Ladies and gentlemen, that statistic is a nonsensical one. I just pointed out to you where Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, and I could go on and on, played in Super Bowls and played poorly. Their defenses were what led them to victory. The win is accredited to the quarterback nonetheless. The statistic is an irrelevant stat to this debate. Now, my opponents have said earlier that of the last 10 MVP awardees, quarterbacks received those awards. Interestingly, only one of those quarterbacks in the last 10 seasons have actually led their team to win a Super Bowl, which means that 9 quarterbacks who won the MVP in the last 10 years were unable to lead their teams to win a Super Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. 9 teams who had the best performing quarterback in the league that season, 9 teams who had a winning record because of their quarterback's performance, were unable to take their teams to win the championships, losing to teams with lesser quarterbacks than they were in terms of performance. Why is that? Because their defenses failed them in critical moments. In the words of Boom Boom the Selector, what more can I do?
All right.
All right, so your question.
G-Star,
No, preacher,
your question now.
My opponent tried to sidestep my first question by saying there are no incompetent goalkeepers or quarterbacks in professional sports. So I rephrase my question to force him to answer which of the following scenarios is more likely to contribute to a team losing: incompetent goalkeeping or incompetent quarterback playing in a game?
That's a good. No, that's a good. That's a better question now. A much better question. And my answer, I think I said it on radio. I said it's close, because if a quarterback throws a pick six, if a quarterback fumbles the ball, anything is possible. Anything is possible, you know. So if you don't have a good quarterback, a quarterback is horrible. He's not going to be able to manage the game. There's so many responsibilities that a quarterback have. So if he can't get the team in the right sets, he can't get the team in the right play, the defense is absolutely good at thrashing them. No, if the goalkeeper is the last line of defense. So if the goalkeeper makes several mistakes, they're both going to be costly. But to answer your question, it's close. It's
all right. So we're at the final stage now, but to take another break. When I come back, both gentlemen will have their 2 minutes to wrap up their points. We're coming back after this.
Visit the carpet store at 18 Dumbarton Avenue for your durable, stylish carpet tiles. Designed to withstand heavy foot traffic and spills. It's simple to install, remove, clean, and maintain. The soft cushion surface, texture, and myriad colors add that dimension of comfort. A variety of patterns create the perfect solution for your space. Call 876-649-0174. The Carpet Store at 8 Dumbarton Avenue for your carpet tiles, because you deserve the best.
Set the trend, set the trend.
The Trend-Setting Sports Desk, Mondays to Fridays, 1 to 4 p.m., is Jamaica's #1 call-in sports program. Join me, Orville Higgins, and me, Christopher Zidane Matthews, as we continue to take call-in sports discussions to the highest levels on radio. The Sports Desk, Mondays to Fridays, 1 to 4 p.m., on Jamaica's #1 sports radio station. The hour between 3 and 4 p.m. is sponsored by Western Sports, the sports people, with locations in Kingston, Ocho Rios, and Montego Bay.
Who has heard it, and the final whistle start. David Marshall has blown the whistle, signaling the end of the contest. But Pleasant will advance to the final 2-1. Shot the goal. The keeper saw it late, and then the top score, brilliant goal. It is 1-0 to Cavalier. Cavalier are in another final. It will be a repeat of the last two finals. They will take on Mount Pleasant.
Will it be the team that brought music to Jamaica or the team that led the competition all the way this year? Find out on Friday, May 23 on Omega Radio Sports. Match time, 7 p.m. Coverage is sponsored by Ray and Nephew, the football people.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and #1 daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, then welcome back to this excellent debate between G-Star and Preacher. And we are at the final round now of the debate. And it's going to be 2 minutes to wrap up to convince listeners that, listen, this is the right side of the debate. So we start with G-Star with his final 2 minutes.
All right. I have one more. I have a lot more that I can say, but because of the constraint of time, I can only deliver one more uppercut to my opponent. Why are teams giving higher draft picks at premium capital to select quarterbacks and not goalkeepers? Since the year 2000, there's been one goalkeeper selected #1 overall in the Major League Soccer draft. In that same time, there have been 19 quarterbacks selected #1 overall. Listeners, What we prioritize is generally who and what we believe is more important. 19-1. Does that sound like it's close to you? The pen is more important than the sword. The sword is more important than the pen. When we're dealing with what's important, we need to be cognizant of important to who. This mood is about which position is more important to winning. How people behave will tell you what is more important and how important it is. What is resoundingly clear is that in their respective sport, the quarterback is far more important than the goalkeeper to winning, based on behavior of the organizations and based on the panel of experts. Let's do a quick summary. Salary, QB. Influence, QB. Power, QB. Priority, QB. This is too easy. If something looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, sits like a duck, and flies like a duck, my opponent just might tell you it's a fact. Based on all the facts and numbers I gave, the QB is more important to the decision makers like Real Madrid, Dallas Cowboys, Arsenal, Kansas City Chiefs, etc. You have to ask yourselves, can they all be wrong, including G-Star? Or does my opponent want to save face and not confess to the truth? Which one is more logical? What kind of King Kong would I be to allow someone to intentionally pollute my domain? In this debate, one of us is a black diamond and the other is cubic zirconium. One of us is King Kong, the other is King Rock. This was an unnecessary debate. For me, this is more like an intervention to maintain and elevate the standard. Part of that standard has got to be ethical standards. This was about the truth, and the truth matters. Clearly, the quarterback is more important than the goalkeeper.
All right. That's G-Star. 2 minutes closing argument. Now for preach.
Ladies and gentlemen, when I ask the opponent which scenario is more likely to contribute to a team losing, having incompetent quarterback play or having incompetent goalkeeper play, his response was, "Wow, that is a very good question. It is close." This is the same person who is trying to convince us that the quarterback in the NFL is more important to winning than the goalkeeper in football. He doesn't seem to know exactly what he's arguing. I've shown to you today that in the Champions League, where highest performing athletes in the sport of football play, of the teams that have won the Champions League in the last 8 seasons since the award for goalkeeper of the tournament, 6 of those teams have the goalkeeper of the tournament on their team. That is the value of elite goalkeeping. Thibaut Courtois, Manuel Neuer, you name them, all critical to their team success. I've shown you that in the World Cup, the highest standard of football at the international level, 5 of the last 10 goalkeepers of the tournament are on the winning team. That's 50% of the time. I've also shown you, using my opponent's own statistics, that of the 10 NFL MVPs in the last 10 years, only one of those quarterbacks have led their team to win the Super Bowl. Why is that? Because unlike football, where a shot stopped by a goalkeeper can determine a game in a 1-0 victory, or a penalty shootout save like Martinez in the World Cup versus the Netherlands and versus France, the quarterback can make mistakes and his team still wins. In fact, the quarterback can play great and his team still loses. Tom Brady, greatest of all time according to my opponent, has the record for the most passing yards in NFL Super Bowl history. 500 plus yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, excellent game, higher QBR rating than his opponent. What was the result? The Patriots lost in the Super Bowl to a mediocre, generally speaking, quarterback with a much better defense. In the words of Boom Boom the Selector, what more can preacher do?
All right. Excellent stuff, gentlemen. That was brilliant stuff. I don't know if you all want to stay for the first of 2014. Now, it's your time, listeners. The WhatsApp people, we're not taking the vote in the WhatsApp. YouTube people, we're not taking the votes in the YouTube comments. You have to call the program. Call 615-2841. That's 615-2841 or 676-6938 to give your vote as to who you think won that debate. I want to congratulate you, gentlemen. It was an excellent debate. and some information. People are texting from all over the world as they listen. They are impressed with the debate just now. But it's your time. All about you to determine who should be crowned champion of this debate between Preacher and G-Star. So the voting can start right now. So talk to us when the people are ready for us. Ariane? All right. So, yeah, man. All right, we take the first. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, man, Nick.
Good afternoon, Nick. How are you?
There.
Yes.
Yeah. Just want to vote. I think Preacher get it. These stars start off strong and and taper, and then straight from the moon and that. So I give it to Preacher, but good when G starts.
All right.
Big up, Nick.
So that was Nick casting the first ballot and saying it's Preacher. So 615-2841, that's 615-2841 or 676-6968. Call through to vote to decide who was the winner of the debate. Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon, Llewellyn.
Good afternoon, Little Win.
Yeah, greetings. I want to say G-Star got picked up at the last.
Yes.
We still Preacher car with the team. But I was congratulate Preacher for having some more body flame argument this time.
Yes.
Yeah, last time I said it was he just sounded like a lot of fluff and just focused on one thing. This time, go a little wider, get some more points, but Preacher take it still.
All right. Pick up yourself. All right. So 615-2841 and 615-2841 or 676-6968. You, the listeners, will decide who was the victor in the debate. We'll go to another one, Miss Marian. Hello? Hello? All right. Hello?
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, man, very good.
Well, London is red. London is red.
Hope London is red.
Sports showing at Jamaica, probably next Caribbean too.
Indeed.
Very, very debate by the gentlemen, and I must commend both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But just, I didn't catch the first part, I kept the last part with better landing. And I tell you, Preacher, you're about to love singing. And I tell you, it's really sing. And good try, G-Star. You did well. But
all right. But here I know. But here I know London is red. If you didn't listen to the entire debate, you can't vote for them.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. You are disqualified. You are disqualified. And I'm glad you were honest that you didn't listen to the first part.
Yeah, man. Man, I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, man. All right. But you enjoyed the part that you can't do.
Yes, man. Good debate, man. I want to find it, man.
All right. Definitely.
All right, sir.
All right, London is red. You can call back when the voting finish because we want to get the votes to determine who's the winner. All right. Big up yourself. All right. Cool. Good. All right, 615-2841, 615-2841, or 676-6968. Call through and let your voice be heard. It helps to decide who won that day. Excellent debate. It was very, very good Preacher and G-Star. And the fact that I think they were both in students made the debate much better as well. So we appreciate them for doing that. All right, so we go back online, Mr. Arian. Hello.
Hello, afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Hey, Catalan here.
How are you doing, Catalan?
Not too bad, not too bad. Preacher, I think this was a really good debate. The way it was good. So yeah, Preacher.
You thought Preacher did well?
Yeah, man, Preacher did very well, man. I mean, when you look at it, goalkeeper in football, put it this way, in NFL, it's built around the quarterback, right? But in football, if you don't have a hope and good.
No, remember, we don't want your views. We want you to tell us in terms of the debate why X won the debate based on his argument. What they thought.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Preacher win the debate based on his argument because at the end of the day, he shows why the goalkeeping position is more important in a football game compared to a quarterback. I think that is what was needed.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for your vote.
Yeah, man.
All right. So we want you to tell us why you think it. We don't want to hear you first.
Yeah. Keep your personal.
To the debate. Yes. We want what you think in the debate. All right. So we go to another one, Miss Marian. Or not quite yet. 615-2841, 615-2841, or listen, 676-6968. 676-6968 to cast your vote. Help us to decide who won that debate. Hello.
Zidane,
Yes, good afternoon.
you see that last call and that call and vote? Me love the question. Me love how you put that is exactly why this voting process is
Carl, just call and put it in the phone. Why don't you just vote? That is exactly. But hold on, you're going to vote and you're going to try and tell us what is wrong with the voting process.
Zidane, but Zidane say more of a reason.
Yes, yeah, give us a reason.
You ask the man to tell you the reason why Preacher win the seat. He repeat the most. Preacher made the argument to the goalkeeper more important than the keeper. By saying what?
That is your opinion. You want to stop the people them from expressing their own opinion. So why are you going to?
G-Star, I got that vote.
All right,
big up.
You're criticizing people for giving their vote when you are coming to give your vote. This is ridiculous.
All right, so 615 go back online. Hello. All right, 615-2841, 615-2841. That's the number, or 676-6968. I'm back online. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, but first 20, so the first 20 votes win the debate. Hello.
All right. Hello, Zidane?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Sheldon here.
Yes, Sheldon.
Right,
how are you doing?
So, yeah, not too bad. So, for me, the reason is why I would give it to Preacher is because of the value of the goalkeeper. If the court doesn't put in anything substantial.
Carl, remember the critical question is why do you think the critical question is why are you voting either way? We don't really matter about your opinion, you know. Why? No. Based on the debate. Based on the debate. Thank you.
Yeah. The goalkeeper do something or in doing enough work with team movement.
That's what you heard in the debate. That's what you heard in the debate. Okay.
Yes. I was listening to before. I always listen.
All right, big up.
But for me, the football.
All right.
I'll give it to.
So you go to the Preacher?
Definitely Preacher.
All right, big up.
Yeah, I just want to react because it is important. People have their personal opinions either way. But there was a debate, excellently debated by G-Star and myself. We both made good points. Please stick to the points that were made, arguments that were put forward, and in why you are voting either way. You can call afterwards and share
and
your
give your
independent
personal
thoughts.
Yeah, man. All right, back online. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, my turn.
Yes, hi again. Yes. Yeah, but it sound like again. But this is Dennis.
Dennis from
Pepper like Carl. And you're going to do?
G-Star.
Why you think so?
Based on we put the argument together.
All right, Dennis. Thanks for the call. You got yourself. Keep it up.
Yeah.
All right. We'll take a break and we'll continue with the voting. And then we'll come with the song quickly and then the voting continues after. We're coming back.
You think Gary was going to be
G-Star.
Go straight to West for all your track and field needs, like spikes, high jump equipment, throwing implements, hurdles, not to mention your team tracksuits, running tights, vests, and shorts. The time by Western Sports, the sports people, is
3 o'clock.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolio. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSC Online Trading.
Something good. Hey, join me, Jermaine Morgan, popular known as Brother Frisco, on Omega Radio Thursdays and Fridays from 5 p.m. through to 9 inside of the Praise of the Lord show, and Saturdays and Sunday morning from 6 a.m. through to 10 a.m. inside the Kingdom Lifestyle Radio show. Tune in and be blessed. You can't afford to miss this show with Brother Frisco on your radio. What you gotta was.
Keep a brother coming. Question where you have missed it. Watching it right to a Mount Pleasant player who has buried it. And the final whistle Damien Parsons has blown the whistle, signaling the end of the contest. Mount Pleasant will advance through to the final 2-1 on aggregate. Drop the goal. The keeper saw it late. And then the chance for a goal. It is 1-0 for Cavalier. Cavalier in another final. It will be a repeat of the last two finals. They will take on Mount Pleasant.
Will it be the team that brought Messi to Jamaica or the team that led the competition all the way this year? Find out on Friday, May 23 on Omega Radio Sports. Match time, 7 p.m. Coverage is sponsored by Ray and Nephew, the football people.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports morning show, The Sports Desk.
All right, welcome. We play the music and then we continue. Yeah, man. We continue with the voting afterwards. We go to the song. I'm not singing the song to the screen, Miss Marianne. But you play the song brought to you by HK Paint for people who dream in color. All right, there it is now. It's Yaba. So Yaba music. Pick up to the Sunshine J album. Pick up to Yaba, contributing to the program as usual. And it's number 7 on the Moments with Yaba.
Moments whether you my love. Moments whether you I was waiting for forever, my love. I fantasize that you felt the same way too. I never knew this wasn't real. This was a fantasy. I was looking at love, and she looked back at me. I wish that dream could come true. My dream is the moment with you. You looked at me and smiling secretly. I wonder if you read my mind. So still a dream charms were all around me. You smiled at me. I told you it was destiny. I My dream has come true. It's a moment, baby. My dream has come true.
All right, that is it for the song. We have a Sunshine J out of the Yaba and brought to you by HM Paint as well for people in color. So we understand that the 606 number is not working. So listeners, you have to call 615-2841. That's 615-2841 to call and vote on who you think won the debate. All right, so we go back to the phone lines. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, man, afternoon.
Yes.
Voting preacher.
You're voting for preacher. Who talking with?
QB.
Oh, QB, long time I don't hear from you.
Mashup.
Hold on, with a name like QB, you voting for preacher?
Sad to say, he was able to stick to the points, deliver them better, so I could understand more of why the position was more important.
Interesting. All right. All right.
All right, QB.
By the way, I think it's a abbreviation of my correct name, though.
I figured it was for quarterback, bro.
Yeah.
Couldn't be for quarterback, and you know, you vote next week. All right, cool. Big up.
All right, QB, 50%. Thanks. All right, so 615-2841. That's 615-2841. Call to that line. We're still going to look at some YouTube comments. We're still going to look at some WhatsApp, but that will be counted as a part of the voting, listeners. So if you want to contribute to the process, you have to call through. And it's unfortunate the other line is not working today, so we only can utilize one. All right, 615-2841. That's 615-2841. All right, send through the vote. Mr. Hoyt. Hello.
Yeah, man. Hello.
Good afternoon. Badger the Great.
Oh, well, man.
Yes, I'm here.
Preacher.
Him gone.
Yeah, I'm not there again. Yeah.
My whole preacher to a higher standard in time to debate. For me, it starts out in the lead. You understand? And him alone can put himself in the foot. I hope he wins the debate, but I'm going to give my vote to G-Star. I tell you why. They were debating the quarterback, and in it, preacher said, when G-Star said that the quarterback made a comeback. Preacher went for the whole defensive team and said it was not the quarterback, it was the defensive team. And I'm saying it took up 11 players against one player. You understand? And in that preacher, if the quarterback never, if the team never score the points, they could have defended like it don't come. You understand? Yeah.
All right, you can always call back and give it when you finish the vote.
Yeah, man. So,
pick up yourself.
All right, Mr.
Yeah, man. So you couldn't. All right, so 615-2841. That's 615-2841 to call through and vote. And I can't believe what I'm seeing in a particular group. Unbelievable. 615-2841. That's 615-2841. Call through and let yours send them through. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. I'd like to vote.
This is Victor.
Yeah, man. Good afternoon.
Yes.
I think preacher's information on the quarterback of the Super Bowl was superb, and I think he took to the moon more than G-Star did. I think G-Star was a bit all over the place at some point. G-Star started up strong, but he didn't stick to the moon, and I think preacher like that better job of sticking to the moon and getting us to where we needed to in terms of understanding the difference between the both positions. The preacher, easy at all.
All right.
Preacher, I believe.
Yeah.
But I found the information about them, especially the Super Bowl. because that matters because that's the highest standard, and then he compared it to the Champions League and the World Cup, which to me created more balance.
All right. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. All right. So that's another one for Preacher there. All right. So 615-2841. 615-2841. That's the number to call through and vote on the topic of who you think won that debate between Preacher and it was really impressive. I like the information that was coming through. I think you both did a good job. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. Rolling. Yes, I'm hearing you, Rolling.
Okay.
We thought one.
G Star.
You thought G Star won.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Thanks for
Tomorrow I'll call back and explain.
All right, OG. Wonderful.
Yeah, man.
All right. So it's very close, listener. As I thought it would be. The debate was very close. It was very good. 615-2841. That's 615-2841 or 615-2841. We'll go back online. Hello. Yes, good afternoon.
Yes. First time calling. Not first time, second time calling. I'll say Preacher.
You thought Preacher won?
Yes. And the reason why Preacher drew the fact that Super Bowl team can away without the quarterback making any contribution. I know that for final, which our World Cup final, the goalkeeper is not good. The team won't win because it's a high pressure game. So I give Preacher my point.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So you're all right. Big up yourself, boss. Thanks for the part. All right. We'll take another break on the program. We'll come back.
And now we have Mr. Rohan McNally, manager of the Strangers Pharmacy. Now, Mr. Matt, we've been hearing a lot of good things about Strangers Pharmacy. What is it that makes the Strangers Pharmacy so unique?
Well, you know, at Strangers Pharmacy, we offer fast, friendly, and efficient customer service. We give back to our community, offer counseling, blood pressure checks, cholesterol checks. We do photocopying, printing, faxes, and if we don't have it, we'll get it for you.
Thank you, Mr. Rohan McNally, manager of the Strangers Pharmacy. For further information, call us at 625-5584 or 295-7469. Strangers Pharmacy, located at shop number 7 Caledonia Plaza, 7B Caledonia Road, Mandeville.
Greetings to you listeners. This is Reverend Ryan A. Gordon, Senior Pastor of the Broken Vessels Healing and Deliverance Ministries, located at 120 Main Street, Pineapple, Ocheria, St. Anne, Jamaica, West Indies. Join me every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. inside the Kingdom Lifestyle Radio Show with Brother Frisco. Join me for a word in time. You can't afford to miss this powerful word every Sunday morning on this station.
It's all
Keep a further comment question by your visit. Punching it right to a Mount Pleasant player who has buried it on the final whistle from David Parkman has blown the whistle, signaling the end of the contest. Mount Pleasant will advance through to the final 2-1 on aggregate. Drop the goal. The keeper saw it late. And then the chance got brilliant goal. It is wonderful. Cavalier. Cavalier are in another final. It will be a repeat of the last two finals. They will take on Mount Pleasant.
Will it be the team that brought Messi to Jamaica or the team that led the competition all the way this year? Find out on Friday, May 23 on Omega Radio Sports. Match time, 7 p.m. Coverage is sponsored by Ray and Neville, the football people.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports morning show, the Sports Desk.
All right, thank you very much. Welcome back to the Sports Desk. The date was the show. A very informative and exciting debate just happened between two big callers of the program, and we're continuing the voting process to determine the outcome. We go back to the phone. Hello.
Yeah, man.
Correction.
The incorrect one. Man, you all right, correction? I'm not.
Sick out, man. Good debate, but I give my vote to the preacher.
You want to tell us why?
as two of the previous callers would have stated before, Preacher, I think, stuck with the mood and brought home his points throughout the entirety of the debate in terms of what the mood stipulated.
All right.
But good debate, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
Respect.
Get well soon. It's not like you're under the weather.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man.
Hey. And how about them Cleveland Cavaliers?
Boy, them flop. Real.
All right. We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, man.
All right. Big up yourself. Yes, so, all right. So, you went with Preacher, right?
Yes, he did.
All right. So, 6152841, 6152841, and the area code is 876. That's 876-615-2841. Call through and let your voice be heard. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm voting for Eastar.
Who we're talking with?
I think he. Communist. Communist with a question.
Your family on that question. Your name answer.
Yeah, no, make it answer.
Yeah, man. Quickly tell us why you think that was the winner.
I think he made the point that the customer is more involved in this one place. And it's that other thing. And the other, yeah, they're valued more than place for that sort of thing. But the goalkeeper is like, you look at an entire day, like, average. They're hard to ever make one or two shots. Critically, but it's not, they're not involved, and so therefore they can't overall improve. Not overall, not but what was the word?
No, man, you can use that word. Important.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
I think the quarterback, even with that man.
All right. All right. I think this is our content. You have that more so. All right, big up yourself. Thanks for the yeah, man. Yeah, man. We want it. We love it. We appreciate it because I can't believe what I'm seeing in the group from some of the premier listeners of the program and the few of the call. It's unbelievable.
He wants everybody to vote. In other words.
Yes,
Yeah, man.
Come
Come out and vote, man. Come out and vote.
Give your views as what you think happened in the debate. What is wrong with that?
Yeah.
You're not committing a crime if you vote. Oh, come on.
And the fact that it's already closed, already lost.
Yeah.
The fact that it's this close.
All right, we'll go back online. Hello.
Oh, sorry.
King from Barbados.
King from Barbados.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. So I like the format where a person was given good time to present their argument and get it out. So after the first round, I thought Eastar was ahead. However, Preacher would have taken over in the 2 minute rebuttal and also in the question and closing as well. I thought Preacher's statistics were more in tune and they were concise and they were the stats that Preacher presented gave him the edge for me. So I am voting for Preacher.
All right, indeed, Barbara. Right? Big up yourself.
Yes,
keep it locked here.
Yeah.
Come on, big up. Good. All right. So, yeah, man. As soon as that one is off, then you contribute. We go back online also. 6-1. Somebody can get too quick. 615-841. That's 615-841. Asta is a very strange fellow, you know, this is not technical approach that here, you know. 615-841, that's 615-841. As them come on, put them through. Call through and let your voice be heard. All right. Hello.
Yeah, man. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, man. Afternoon. Bernard here from Boston.
All right, Mr. My friend from Boston. Yes.
And when this started off, immediately I gave these started winning.
Yes.
But after that, he came up with the first section. Got the lead there.
Who?
You mean Preacher?
You mean Preacher?
Preacher got the lead there, right? Where these are spread down, is that he could not say the question straight. And these are actually acknowledged that
Yeah.
They don't do actual.
Yeah.
That's what I'm acknowledgement of what they're trying to. I mean, they're trying to be for. So, in total, I need it to
Preacher. All right. Big up yourself.
I'm very much.
All right, indeed. Big up yourself. Thank you for the contribution.
All right.
Keep it locked. All right. So interesting. And that sounds like that. This debate broke it down. That's what we want. Intelligence.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yes. We're back at night. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon.
The East.
Hello.
Well, go on, sir. The man from the East.
Man from the East. Where's the man from the East?
Mr. Pepper like caller?
Yeah, a good one. A good one.
Yeah, man.
All right. I would want the preacher. I think he was more stick to the content, so be the content, and that part about the goalkeeper, or we praise it. I think it was a very good thing. So I'll say preacher.
All right. You're going with
Yeah,
preacher. All right. Wonderful. Thanks for the contribution.
All right, cool.
All right. So another vote there for preacher. 615-2841. That's 615-2841. Call through and let your voice be heard on this debate between two juggernauts of a caller. And go to
Salem here. Salem again.
Salem?
Yes.
Mount Salem.
Oh, Mount Salem.
Yeah, that's Carl.
Oh, you sound different. Yeah.
Keep them support on the side of this. Who then think the debate? Who will do the better?
Yeah, man. I've been saying it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them are fine. We sign they do that. But
It's not a lot. It's a lot. Why not?
But Key Star, you do better than me think you don't doing. Honestly, you do better than me. But we don't get pushed up by a note.
All right, big boss.
Yeah, man. But you have to hear that.
Hold my own. They're gone too far now.
All right, Mount Salem. All right, Mount Salem. Big up. Thanks for the contribution. All right, so another one for preacher there. After Hoy, tell us when you're ready for us. 615-2841. That's 615-2841. Call through and vote. And as to who you thought won that wonderful day we just had on the program this afternoon. Back online. Hello.
Zidane.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Afternoon. 50%.
Oh, how are you doing, 3%?
No, never. Preacher, get that one. This was a very spirited debate. Second one, I think in like 2 or 3 weeks, and very good for sports things. The debate though, I think preacher. Let me go to G-Star first. G-Star started very, very well, very, very strong. We actually have been a debate while the debate is going on in the vehicle. Who is going to win the debate?
Yes.
Based on what was presented. But in a sports text term, to be honest, G-Star, preacher, get you.
All right.
See that question there?
Mm-hmm.
The question there, trust me, knock you. Right? They should get you.
All right. Is it because preacher is not here? I ain't gonna say too much because he's not here. You get me? So I'm just gonna listen.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But the question kind of split the debate right here. Because basically you can see it to your preacher, say. Because when you come back with a question the second time, that just knock the thing out. And we have to give it right here.
All right. All right, my boss. Pick up yourself.
Pick up yourself.
All right. Good. Indeed. So interesting. 6-1. I like the last set of callers explain why they think preacher won the debate. That's good. All right. 615-2841. That's 615-2841. Hello.
Yeah, well, go on.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who?
Cotty.
Big up, Cotty.
Oh, we are say Cotty.
Yeah, me there.
Am I able to Cotty this? We're gonna do that thing there for me next month. Yeah, man.
Yeah, as I say, me give to the preacher, but to me the kind of bias to preacher from day one. But me like same name. G-Star, which is German G-Star. You could have convinced me, but you give it up when I say, when preacher asks the question, what you should have done is not answer the question and divert from the question. You understand me? When you say really close, and that kill you. You understand me? It really, really kill you. You understand that? When you just divert, because preacher go around a couple of your questions by saying some whole heap of things while answering the question.
And
Okay.
that you should just divert from the question and say some whole heap of things.
Okay.
To help the argument and not stay it close. You understand?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right, cut.
Yeah, man. Cool.
Am I bridging cut to this, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. June 20th. Remember, June 20th.
All right.
Yeah, man.
All
Cool.
right.
Big up. All right. So that was Cutty. Yeah, I don't want to. Maybe you have people who have the same name, so I want to ensure that it's that Cutty. All right. So 615-2841. That's 615-2841. Call through and let your voice be heard.
Yeah, hello.
All right. Yes. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Can compete in the debate.
Yeah, man. You're calling to vote. I know
Yeah,
your
man.
third one. Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, now, man.
Oh, G-Star.
You're going with G-Star.
Yeah, I'm going with G-Star.
All right.
Yeah,
why
man.
you think G-Star won it?
All right. When the quarterback have a lot of work to do more than a goalkeeper.
No, I'm asking you why you think G-Star won the debate.
In the debate?
Yeah.
Yeah, he come across very smooth in his argument. So, no, I won't get into it.
Okay. All right. Big up yourself, my boss.
Yeah.
Thanks for the contribution.
All right.
All right. Good. All right. So 615-2841. That's 615-2841. Call through and let your voice be heard. All right. So you say we take the break. You have to give me some time for that, though. You don't just come. Yeah. You understand? So we take the break. We're coming back.
And now we have Mr. Rohan McNally, manager of the Three Angels Pharmacy. Now, Mr. Mac, we've been hearing a lot of good things about Three Angels Pharmacy. What is it that makes the Three Angels Pharmacy so unique?
Well, you know, at Three Angels Pharmacy, we offer fast, friendly, and efficient customer service. We give back to our community. We offer counseling, blood pressure checks, cholesterol checks. We do photocopying, printing, faxes. And if we don't have it, we'll get it for you.
Thank you, Mr. Rohan McNally, manager of the Three Angels Pharmacy. For further information, call us at 625-5584 or 295-7469. Three Angels Pharmacy, located at shop number 7, Caledonia Plaza, 7B Caledonia Road, Mandeville.
Are you ready for something mega? Spend $6,500 or more before GCT. Drop your entry in the box and you can win a 2025 Hyundai Tucson. It's the Mega Wheels 2 promotion. April 5th to September 28th. Second prize, a $50,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Third prize, a $30,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Brought to you by Hyundai, Redstone, Heineken, True Milk, Grace, Walker's Wood, Downing, CPJ Daiquiri, and Carryverse. Choose Concentrate. Only at Megamart. Locations island-wide. Megamart. Best value by far. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Rating Gaming and Lotteries Act.
It's now time for Sports in a Minute, sponsored by Edgechem, Western Sports, Megamart, Spectrum Insurance Brokers, D'Angelo Auto Spares and Accessories Limited, and Fosrich.
Captain Ben Stokes has given a strong hint that Jacob Bethel will come straight back into the England team for the Test series against India later this summer. Bethel, 21, impressed in his debut series in New Zealand before Christmas, but is missing Thursday's one-off test against Zimbabwe because he's playing for Royal Challengers Bangalore at the Indian Premier League. Bethel's return from the 5-test series against India begin on June 20 could come at the expense of opener Zach Crawley, or more likely, number 3, Ollie Pope. And that's your Sports in a Minute.
Sports in a Minute was sponsored by Edgechem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Western Sports, the sports people. Megamart, best value by far. Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard. D'Angelo Auto Spares and Accessories Limited at 20 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10, and shop number 10, 1A Chapelton Road. Call 876-929-9146. And Fosrich.
Listen up, Jamaica. At Fosrich, everybody's getting a solar water heater. $20,000 deposit. 6 months to pay. What a deal. Fosrich Financing.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
It's about 10 months away.
Come back to the voting process and we go straight. We want to run it out quickly so we can look at some WhatsApp messages and some YouTube comments. All right. Hello.
Yeah, man. Hello. My time.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Yeah, man. Afternoon, Zidane, and to the gentleman in the studio.
Yes, sir.
First, yeah, man. First and caller. Well, I just want to put in my thoughts. However, I must say that it was a really, really good debate. I really enjoyed both presenters. However, I think G-Star started out really, really well, but he kind of tapered off as the debate went on. And I think for me, what gave Preacher the edge is that he gave some crucial stats that were kind of beneficial to the mood on his side, right? So I think Preacher kind of edged him where that is concerned in regards to the stats that he gave, especially in regards to the goalkeepers and winning World Cups in terms of what their league goalkeepers contribute towards winning teams, right? So I think that's where Preacher kind of edged it from it. I'll give my vote to Preacher. But I mean, really, really good presentation from both presenters. It was a very, very good debate. Preacher for me.
All right, boss. So you say you're first that you called before?
No, first time.
All right.
Sound impressive.
Yeah, man, we want to hear from you more.
Yeah, man, because him sound commanding and good analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Even though you're on the wrong side of it, but still. Yes, yeah, man.
All right.
Call again, man.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
Yeah, man. Will do.
All right, cool. Good. All right, so 615-2841, 615-2841. Call through and cast your vote. All right, so wait, I want to read some of the comments, quickly, but no, man, we want to finish the voting first.
That makes sense.
All right, yeah, man. So call through the persons who are saying the line, because we apologize for only one line work. What a day for only one line to be working. Now when they both are working, and today it's only one. When you want quick calls, just quick call and move on. So you have to wait until one person gets off there. Eh? Yeah, man. All right. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah,
who we talking to?
CC, man.
Oh, your sounds a CC. Like you're under duress. Eh? Yeah, man. All right. What say you?
All right. So I think it was a good debate, but unfortunately, I think when you see the question section, because I think in the first part, Preacher and G-Star gave good comments and both cancelled out each other. But in the question and answer section, I think G-Star came out with a couple of questions which, when Preacher asked him, he was in close. Whenever close is almost like you concede right now. You understand? And I'm not sure you want to say that in a debate. For your next man get an upper hand. So with that being said, I think I go Preacher. And plus, so I think that is only the part. But for me, it would have say 50, they would say 60-40. But it's because of that question.
All right.
Yeah, you shouldn't concede. You can't concede in a debate. If you want to come say it after the fact, you can say it, but you can't.
Yeah, so you're just judging purely based off the debate, which is excellent of your CC.
Yeah, man, purely based off the debate.
All right.
Yeah, man.
All right, cool.
All right,
respect.
CC.
All right, and 615-2841. That's 615-2841. Call through and let your voice be. How the Europa League game going? I'm not seeing any post. I'm in United fan. Look, I can't guess how that going. Hello.
On the one, let me check.
I have to ask if Man U, because I'm not seeing any comments in any group or anywhere from any United supporter. So I think I know what is happening as to why we're not seeing all of that. Because I have a lot of United fans in my phone, and they text me all the time. All right, we go back online, my boss. All right, read some comments.
One love, now.
Oh, I'm not surprised, man. I told you, man.
Oh, it's a final.
Yeah, it's a Europa League final.
Yeah, no, it's done.
It's done.
Yeah, the game done.
Tottenham won the game?
Yeah.
You sure?
It says final.
Oh, wonderful, man. Oh, nice.
Ben Johnson, what's his name? Was it Ben Johnson?
That's not like the American. That's not like the American.
It's a B Johnson, it says score for Tottenham.
That's not like the American. Oh, great Tottenham. Maybe put them better. That's why I'm not see bull in the group. People don't realize that we're not seeing no coming from bull in the group. Yeah, man. Run out of town. Hello?
Tears.
Go to know better see you. Better see United. All right. Yes, my boss.
Yes, good afternoon, gentlemen.
Afternoon.
I'm here from West Palm Beach.
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, same.
Oh,
Yeah,
somebody's
yeah,
saying the
nice,
game still is
nice,
on. 78
nice.
minute gone.
Oh.
All right, continue, my boss. Yes.
Yeah, nice,
Oh,
nice,
79, my bad.
nice debate, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
And I must tell you, G Star, you was doing great until it came down to the question where when preacher had to rephrase the question to ask you again, and what you was trying to tell us that goalkeeper and quarterback are not close, and then when he rephrased it and asked you again, you said it was close. So that's where is either you commit suicide here or that's where he handed a knockout punch. So I'm giving it to preacher.
All
right, boss.
All right, big up yourself, man, from West Palm Beach. Thanks for the call. All right. And 615-2841. That's 615-2841 or 676-6968. All right. So signal me when you're ready. And we need objective minds that understand both sports. That's Shy Alex. I'm saying that. All right. Yeah. Boy, it is a tie. Christopher is saying it's a tie. That's what Tim think on the YouTube comments. Remember, people, it seems as if it's basically going in that direction, but we need to seal the deal. So we'll still, or maybe G Star can come storming back. Who knows? But it seems as if we're going in that direction. So 615-2841. That's 615-2841. All right. So let me check. Let me check on somebody WhatsApp. We don't want to take them until we finish it. That makes sense. All right. So 615-2841. That's 615. So the game is still on.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it said 70, 80 minutes.
Oh, it's the final.
No, my bad, because it said final, but it's the finals. That's why. Bloopers.
All right.
81 minutes.
Hello.
Yes, 81 minutes.
Hello. Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. This is man from Jamaica, not West Palm.
Okay.
Or far.
Yeah, was an excellent debate. I was going to take a shower when I heard it was coming on. I said, nah, I got to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I like the diction of both debaters, you know.
Yes.
And G Star has this little accent too.
Yes.
But substance has to come with accent. You know. You see that preacher, don't make a mistake or underestimate him, you know. That man can think on his feet.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything more except to say, my brother, I didn't think it was as close as a lot of people think. But suffice it to say, though, that when you have a conviction about something, you must be able to defend it. And I didn't think G-Star did that quite competently today. Quite a nice guy, it seems, but preacher, I say.
Yeah, well, that's a nice guy finished last.
Eh?
They said nice guys finished last.
No, man, you're a decent chap, man.
No joke, man. No, man, it's all good, man. No, come on, man.
I like your behavior. You're quite a nice man. I've seen you at the link-ups, and I think you're a decent man. And but
right,
I do believe that preacher is mood.
Yes.
Had more ammunition for supporting his view. It's like Mayweather in the ring. And, you know, a few punches, you did find a few punches and a few straight jabs, you know, but yeah, preacher did a knockout.
Okay.
All right.
So I like the way you take these things, though. So, Zidane.
Yes, sir.
My vote is for the preacher.
Yeah, man. All right. Big up.
All right, sir.
Yeah, man. Good. All right. Appreciate it. All right. 615-2841. It was well put together. Yeah, man. I saw it earlier. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has been named MVP.
Expectedly.
Yeah, no surprise there.
Expectedly.
No surprise here. Because, you know, one or two voters have their live programs on a daily basis. You know? And they sometimes are a true reflection. And you hear how they were thinking and the logic behind it. And usually they're in one accord. So I'm not surprised. And I would have gone with him too, because if you look at how well his team, how dominant they were, and that he was significantly the best player, it was the obvious choice. Hello?
Yeah, man.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Who we talking to?
This is JC.
How you doing, my good friend, man?
Yes,
Yeah,
JC.
man,
Long time no hear.
Yes. I'm a G-Star to link up to, but I must say the G-Star, if I'm giving the slight extra preacher, you really teach me basketball. So thanks a lot, Mr. G-Star.
You're welcome, sir. My
Yeah,
pleasure.
man. All right, good. Keep it going. Keep up
Who you
the
going with?
good work. The only reason I'm going with preacher is the rebuttal was a little stronger. That's the only reason.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
The info was good both ways, but the rebuttal, just in terms of structure, I give preacher there. Probably if they were just sitting down chatting, then I could say G-Star. But with the structure of the debate, I would have to go with preacher.
Yeah, understand. All right.
All right. Yeah, man.
Cool, good.
Okay.
All right, so we take our final break on the program. Great program. For me, it was really and truly a good debate. I want to take our final break on the show. We'll come back from it.
Keep a Burton coming. Punishing the money has missed it. Punching it right to a Mount Pleasant player who has buried it. And the final whistle has come. Damian Parchment has blown the whistle, signaling the end of the contest. Mount Pleasant will advance through to the final, 2-1 on aggregate. Shot to goal. The keeper saw it late, and then the chance score. Brilliant goal. It is 1-0 to Cavalier. Cavalier are in another final. It will be a repeat of the last two finals. They will take on Mount Pleasant.
Will it be the team that brought Messi to Jamaica or the team that led the competition all the way this year? Find out on Friday, May 23 on Omega Radio Sports. Match time, 7 p.m. Coverage is sponsored by Ray and Nephew, the football people.
For all your genuine Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Mitsubishi, Mazda, Suzuki, and Subaru parts, visit Excel Auto Parts, the Auto Parts Hub, located at 95.5 Hagley Park Road. Opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call 923-2356-7 and 757-2357. Civil servants, come and take advantage of our 50% discount all year round. Once you visit Excel Auto, you will come back. Excel Auto Parts, your parts hub.
Are you ready for something mega? Spend $6,500 or more before GCT. Drop your entry in the box and you can win a 2025 Hyundai Tucson. It's the Mega Wheels Tour promotion. April 5th to September 28th. Second prize, a $50,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Third prize, a $30,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Brought to you by Hyundai, Redstone, Heineken, True Milk, Ranks, Walker's Wood, Downing, CPJ Daiquiri, and Carryverse. Choose concentrate. Only at Megamart. Locations island-wide. Megamart. Best value by far. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Rating Gaming and Law Act.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, so let me reiterate before people come and turn off and say we never correct it. It's game has not over yet, but Tottenham they lead United by a goal in the Europa League final. All right,
Tottenham fans stand up.
So we take another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Virtue here, Zidane.
Virtue. Yes. What say you?
It is close. It is close.
Yes.
But I think the last question swing it in a preacher favor when G-Star say close. The last question the preacher asked, G-Star says close.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you preaching?
All right. So, you know what this means? You're a very special voter because you have just ended the process. You are the 20th person that has voted in favor of preacher.
Congratulations.
So first to 20 preacher has won the debate.
All right.
All right, Virtue. So big up yourself.
Yeah.
All right. So that is it in terms of that. So congratulations to preacher who is listening, I'm sure, while he's on his way to doing some business. But we can call and you can call and still and give your views on the debate when the others who did not get through before this cutoff point. So we have reached 20. The first to 20, and preacher has now won 20 votes. And so he has won the debate. All right, so big up yourself, preacher, and well tried, as many are saying. So
yeah, congratulations, preacher.
In G-Star as well. All right, so you ready for me again, my boss? Hello? Oh, we ready for the interview? Okay. All right.
All right, so
yeah, you can do it. All right. Good Good afternoon, Miss Kerry and Brian. Oh, is all right. So this is not me. This is Mr. Owen Hill. Good afternoon, Mr. Owen Hill.
Afternoon.
They gave me a paper with the name Kerry and Brian on it. So, and he said interview. So, I'm sure you look nothing like Kerry and Brian.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. How are you doing, CEO of the JPL? How are you this afternoon?
Honest answer, tired. But on the home stretch, doing what I need to do.
Yeah, man, you're tired for true. Because my message you ain't answer. So you're tired, and you always do. So you really.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of moving parts, and again, you have to make it be sensible. So,
yeah, man, indeed. All right, so talk to us now. So Friday, holiday, big final. What should the fans come to expect this Friday, and why you should not miss the JPL final if you're a football fan, or even if you're not a football fan, why should you come? Tell us about all of that.
Well, the first thing is that it's a nation's best league. It's the highest league in the Caribbean based on the talent and the quality. And you have the two best teams on show. And then you have a third place playoff, which is important in the overall management and advancement, because that's a game that the winner will advance to the Caribbean Shield. Yeah. So the importance of the day is, can be understated. And again, it's the best of football in Jamaica as we know it. So you ought not to miss it. It's a holiday. So, I mean, no work. Ultimately, you would have been laboring earlier in the morning and entertaining yourself through, good football and nice dancehall packaging in the afternoon to the early evening.
Yeah, that shield spot makes the third place playoff different from the regular third place playoff. It means something significant, so it's going to be a real football game. All right, what time is the third place playoff, and what time is the final, and what time will the gate be open this Friday for patrons to come in?
So let's start with the gates opening. Gates open at 2. Ultimately, first game begins at 4, and that's the third place playoff between Montego Bay and Arnett Garden. And then the actual final game begins at 7 p.m. and that's between Cavalier and Mount Pleasant.
Okay, wonderful. So there's a little gap there now. So I think this is where a lot of the fun come in.
Correct.
So talk to us about that little gap. So I'm there from 3:30 to watch a 4 o'clock game. 4 o'clock game ends. Tell us what is going to be there for me as a spectator.
Well, once you're coming in, even before you reach inside of the actual stadium, it's going to be engagement extraordinary. The different partners have their, activations going. So, just on entering the stadium, you will be fetted to all the wonderful things, loud music, carnival-like atmosphere. When you enter the stadium and, start engaging, you'll be able to watch the game in the halftime period. We will have the Rianifia halftime show, and that Rianifia halftime show is in honor of Not Nice as the famous dancehall producer. So we'll be honoring Not Nice, and in the honoring, then there'll be some performances from a few of his friends. And a few of those friends have, confirmed. Again, I'm not going to let the cat out the bag too early, but definitely, if you know Not Nice, then you know the few.
That's what you must emphasize. You do have to let in a cat. If you know Not Nice, the artist, they will come normal. So if you're a dancer, if you don't know nothing about football people, pay your money and come to stadium to see Not Nice friends. Because that's a normal artist.
Not Nice, his friends again, and even outside of his loyal friends, there are a few people who would have been in the camp in most recent times that have personally called me to tell me that they're going to be there and they're going to be, expecting to give, a 2-song here and there and touch the mic, as them call it.
Yes.
And, it's going to be electric. So during that halftime entertainment package, you'll definitely get a lot of local, regional, and international entertainment. And that word yet, but when we talk about not nice, we talk about Gaza, and we talk about Gaza, you know where that comes.
Here you go, man. You don't want a certain man to turn up, but you're not there. Plus, what's the price for the tickets to get into?
$2,000, and you'll get, nice seating. Everything is fine, as you know what the National Stadium comes with. For the grandstand, $3,500, and then if you want a VIP experience where you get some snacks and drinks and the works, you definitely can pay $5,000. That's a limited edition kind of grouping. So we anticipate that most of the personnel or the patronage will come through the turnstiles and either go to the bleachers.
Indeed, wonderful. And $3,500, or if you want to go to the bleachers, $2,000. We'll give you the opportunity to see a stage.
I want to nice it up, because when we speak to the IPL team, they specifically told us that it's called the Little Grandstand.
Yes.
So it's not the bleachers.
It's the Little Grandstand. Little Grandstand. Indeed. All right. So from a football standpoint now, because you're a football guy, a lot of people might not know that Owen is a serious football analyst, and he also used to play the game as well.
Right.
On the pitch now, 2 finals back-to-back, 1 win in each, trilogy. A little thing happened before. People sent writing to the organizers telling that, listen, maybe these people are breaching and all of that. What does this mean for what will happen on the field on the day, and why you should not miss this final now, Owen?
Well, I think, like I said, they're the 2 best teams in the Caribbean as we currently speak. You actually have the Caribbean champions who would have gone on to play CONCACAF, which is Cavalier, and then you have the most dominant team in recent history in the regular season, and they've been the most consistent with their play, etc., over the last 12 months, which is Mount Pleasant. So the quality that is on the pitch, no doubt. I mean, they're more than deserving in being where they are. I can tell you that much. And I think the coaching is very important on either side. So you have a strategy being employed by Cavalier, which is totally different from the strategy that is employed by Mount Pleasant. And then you have the tapper versus speed argument, which philosophy works.
Yes.
I mean, it's just good football all around, and I think the storyline and the actual outcomes of the games that are historical between these 2 teams, that online you will see that there's very little to separate these 2 teams. I think Cavalier, play with a kind of low block and attack very fast and try to catch you on the counter, while Mount Pleasant, they try to play fluid and through the middle, and they try to boss possession. But either one of the strategies work. It just depends on who shows up to the party on the given day. And to be honest, the Cavalier team has a few players that are just standout all season.
Yes.
When you think about Atkinson, when you think about Calvin, these are 2 players who have shown that their talent is really above the average talent within the league. And then on the Mount Pleasant side, you have King also, who is a national player, standing captain, the leader who gets this team going. And then on the Mount Pleasant side, you have the young Haitians who just have electrified the league. And then you have the senior guys like Sule, Makala, and Fitzroy Cummings. Those are players who clearly have the kind of pedigree that is championship-like. So I think, it's a battle of wits. It's also a battle of who will, sustain their composure and make sure that they don't quilt under pressure. I'm just looking forward to this game because, it will help to provide some kind of clarity as to who really is the top boss in this whole thing.
Indeed. All right, I have a specific question from a listener for you.
Yeah.
If they want to know if they're in the bleachers, how do they benefit from the rum deals that the sponsor will be offering? Will they be able to get access to that as well?
Yeah, man. All across the venue, there will be Ray and Nephew deals and Ray mixes, as they call it. So Ray and Nephew deals will be on show. And I mean, access to the deals are going to be all across. So we have 2 bars that are located in the stand, in the bleachers, and similarly we'll have 2 bars in the VIP/grandstand area.
All right, indeed. And remind the listeners of the most important thing: how much to get into the grandstand and how much to get into the bleachers, and also the VIP.
All right, so the VIP is $5,000, and again, that's a limited seating capacity. So it's $5,000, and you get complimentary drinks, complimentary snacks, etc. For the VIP, you'll get the grandstand seating also, and then the regular grandstand, you'll get grandstand seating, you'll get access to the deals, etc. And that's $3,500. And then for the bleachers, $2,000, and you'll get access to the deals also in the bleachers.
All right, Owen Hill, big up yourself, my boss. We're talking to you tomorrow again, or we're talking to somebody else?
I would suspect somebody else, but I'm always available to have a discussion.
All right, big up yourself, Mr. Hill, and thanks for coming on the Sports Desk as per usual.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yeah, man, good. All right, that was CEO of the Jamaica Premier League, Owen Hill, and people. I remember when, even though they got the super team, when Kevin Durant went to Golden State, they had a trilogy between Cleveland and LeBron James, and the build-up, it was so nice. You still want to see what happened. I don't think really, even though one present have them quality and them deep, it's just a one-off game. So the build-up will be so sweet. The intrigue of what they think will happen. Who will break the tie? Because remember, one present won 2 years ago, beating Cavalier, and then Cavalier won last season on penalties. Nobody care about how young you are anymore. You've been young and a win and a dominate. And you end up beat up everybody in the Caribbean and face Messi. So that is not now a novel thing that, Cavalier is very young. You have a lot of championship pedigree experience. So you're young in only age now, the Cavalier player. So as some big baller, we face Messi, Mount Pleasant face. So we want a big baller play against big baller now. And I'm not missing that game for the world. So we want to continue to big up Ray and Nephew for sponsoring this league and make it going to be very nice for the viewer and the patrons when they go to the National Stadium this Friday. I won't miss it for the world. All right, that is it for the program. Big up the Preacher. Big up the G-Star, who had a proper nice debate for us this afternoon. Big up to all of the people who contributed to deciding the winner. Big up to all the listeners who didn't contribute. Big up to Coward Pioneer, who didn't want to upset anybody with his vote and stayed away. Big up to Archibald, who did so as well. But join us tomorrow, same place, same time, we do it all over again. Until then, and Orville should be back tomorrow as well, people. So the Orville's fans can listen on for him tomorrow. It was an emergency really this morning that he was here. No me to the Orville tomorrow thing. Not like that. Orville was genuinely not into it. Join us tomorrow. Same place, same time, we do it all over again. Until then, have yourselves a wonderful day.
That's the Sports Desk for today. Remember to tune in and participate from the Sports Desk.
Listening to